Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Justin Fields spoke for the first time since Aaron Glenn put him on the bench. What did the Jet quarterback have to say? We'll discuss that. Plus, Jets-Falcons Sunday at MetLife. The tank debate rages on. Dylan Tereman will join us. It's Black Friday. It's the Jake Asman Show, and it starts right now. Gobble, 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 gobble.
I'm out here to win every game, and I'm not just tanking it.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, here on Black Friday. It's a football Friday. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Big thanks to all the guys maniacs who tuned in. I hosted our ESPN New York morning show the last 2 days, so I've been up since 4:30 a.m., but the YouTube show must go on. And how about a Black Friday site-wide merch sale? JakeAsman.com/shop. If you use the promo code Black Friday at checkout, every item in the store is 30% off. If you're a Patreon user, normally it's 20% off year round. For today, tomorrow, Sunday, and through Monday, enjoy 30% off every item in the store at jakeasman.com/shop. That includes the G5 shirt that has been our #1 selling t-shirt the last couple of weeks in the store. With that, let's say hello to a man who's not in his usual setup. He's joining us from New Jersey, where he's spending time with his family over the long weekend. It's our guy, Dylan Tereman, joining us now. DT, hope you had a great Thanksgiving, my man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. I had to kick everybody out of the house. They took a day trip to Philly, and now I can sit here and record a podcast with you. So hope you had a good Thanksgiving as well. Hope everybody in the chat did. And thank you for the polo that you sent me, by the way. I got a lot of compliments at the dinner table yesterday.
You were rocking a Jets polo at Thanksgiving dinner? Nice.
Yes, sir. And I couldn't really go in depth about what this show entails because it's very hard to explain to especially your 92-year-old grandmother, but it was fun nonetheless. So I appreciate the polo, and yeah, we'll make it work. Black Friday, let's go.
It's turkey time.
Gobble, 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 gobble. It was a heck of a parade. Shout out to Beast for being a part of it, and shout out to everyone who's tuned into our show here on Black Friday. DT, let's talk about Justin Fields. We know that he's been benched. It's going to be Tyrod Taylor starting in this game on Sunday against the Atlanta Falcons. But Justin Fields spoke to reporters on Wednesday, and the full press conference is not posted anywhere. I don't think there were any cameras that actually filmed Fields in front of his locker. But essentially, the quote that's getting the most attention is when Fields was asked about the benching, he said he didn't anticipate it whatsoever. And I laugh because a big reason why Justin Fields was benched is because he has zero anticipation when he plays the quarterback position. So it's almost fitting that this was the money quote that's making the headlines here. Because let's be real, if you're Justin Fields and you're actually caught off guard that the head coach of a team that was 2-8 benched the starting quarterback who had 500 total passing yards to his last 5 starts and had 23 yards passing at halftime in his most recent start. Come on, man. What else is there really to say about Justin Fields and the Jets?
I guess the lack of field awareness carries off the field with Justin, and he just has a lack of self-awareness. Because, how do you not think that your performance at least merits a benching or the discussion of a benching? It's just kind of silly to me to think that he doesn't see it coming. And I get it from a competitor's perspective and mentality. They always feel like they can go out there and win the game, but the results are the results. And we had one win where he looked fairly good against the Bengals. And we had a win that we probably got in spite of Justin Fields' performance against the Cleveland Browns, where special teams helped us out and defense did their part. So I feel like it's just a lack of self-awareness. And I mean, Justin Fields is like generally a really good person and like you want to root for him. And I'm not going to say like I'm turning on him because of this quote, but it is just kind of silly. It's like, dude, you knew that coming into the New York situation, even on a 2-year deal, that this was your last chance. Like your third team in 3 years, your fifth season overall in the league, and you're really not, a budding star anywhere. You have a lot of potential, but you're not a budding star. So when the results are the results and you throw for 54 yards in a win and 42 of them come on one screen pass, it's like, come on, man, like look in the mirror or go cry in the closet and like figure out, what's going on, because something's not clicking with Fields on the field, and certainly off the field it's not clicking either. So I'm happy that they moved to Toronto ultimately. But it's so weird to like think that he thought he should be the starter for rest of season or whatever his thought process is.
Yeah, to me, like Justin Fields doesn't seem like a bad guy. I don't think he's a great leader for a guy that you wanted him to potentially be your franchise QB. I don't like the energy level that he brings. I never see him like firing up guys, talking to guys on the sideline. And look, he seems like a guy that has like found religion the last couple of years, which is all well and fine, and that's
Sure.
his right to do all that. But anytime like he's asked questions about like the team and like, oh, how do you like keep the team focused and how do you get guys' energy levels up, in a lost year, still to go out there and compete? And he's like, I just remind myself that it's a blessing to be alive. And I get it. You could say that, but like, I want my franchise quarterback, my starting quarterback to be like, it's our job to be ready to go, like fire guys up, hold guys accountable. And it feels like he's just like, yeah, like I'm blessed to be in the position I'm in and it's all fine and dandy. And it's like, yeah, that's true, man. We understand that. But like, if you're the leader of the team, you gotta bring the energy. You gotta be like you don't have to be like Baker Mayfield as your personality, but I need more passion and energy from my franchise quarterback, especially if you're going to be, playing for your career, which he was. Like this was his last opportunity to be an unquestioned, here's a starting job in the league. He failed miserably. And I just never got the sense that like it mattered all that much to him. Like I never got a feeling like it was do or die. I'm putting it all out there. I'm not saying he's not trying, but I don't know. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Just never got the vibe from Fields that this was like all or nothing. Like this is my last shot. Like I got that energy, that vibe from Darnold and from Baker Mayfield, certainly a couple of years ago when he revived his career in Tampa.
Yeah. And if you're not going to be the rah-rah guy on the sidelines, you have to be able to be the guy on the field to elevate the talent around you. And that's just simply not the case. Like the only thing that is better with Justin on the field as opposed to Tyrod Taylor is the threat of the quarterback run. And even then it felt like we weren't using it to the best of our ability or to the best of Fields' ability. So it's a combination of both things. If you're not going to be the on-field performer, you have to at least be able to, kind of like Russell Wilson your way back into the team's, good graces and to try to get these guys motivated. And Russell Wilson is probably a bad example because he doesn't do a great job of getting his team motivated a lot. But, you have to have at least some kind of, sideline passion, where it felt like in one of those losses, I think it was against the Bills early on in the season, Garrett Wilson was running up and down the sideline and he stopped at Fields and he was trying to get him like motivated to come back in the game. And yeah, the Bills game was awful. And obviously Fields ended up getting the concussion. But if Garrett Wilson is trying to get his quarterback back in the game, what does that say about the psyche of the quarterback? And that's only week 2. So yeah, I feel like at some point you have to have a sense of urgency if you're Justin Fields to like get this done for your career's sake and at least turn it around and show good things on film. And it's a disconnect all across the board with him throughout the season. And this is why we're in the situation, 2 wins, going into December, and we're on our second quarterback and probably going to see 3 starting quarterbacks in the totality of this season.
And that's a great point by you, because now, like, to me, if Tyrod Taylor gets hurt, and we know his history, right? Anytime he plays, you get concerned about him getting banged up where he can't play. I mean, that's the reality why Fields started as long as he did in the first place, because Tyrod wasn't healthy for that Bengals game about a month ago. To me, I'd rather just see Brady Cook at this point. Like, I don't need to see Justin Fields. And reading, like, the quotes, it doesn't exactly sound like he's thrilled with the benching, obviously. He had the audacity to say he didn't anticipate it happening at all, as we talked about. But when asked about if he wants to be back with the Jets, he's kind of non-committal about that. Like, I just think he's checked out. He doesn't necessarily want to be here. I don't need to see any more of Justin Fields. If there's an injury to Tyrod, I'm getting Brady Cook ready to start however many games are left in the year at that point. Like, ideally, Tyrod could weather the storm the next couple. And if Brady Cook gets into the game over the last 3 games or 2 of them, fine. I don't want to watch Justin Fields again. Like, to me, if there's an injury to Tyrod, the next full game should be Brady Cook making the start, not Justin Fields.
Yeah, and I almost feel like there doesn't even need to be the justification of a Tyrod Taylor injury to go to Brady Cook. If you want to say Brady Cook should get the final 4 starts of this season, you give Taylor, I guess it's the next 3, and then you give Brady Cook the next 4, just because you're saying strictly to, and this is a great way for AG to win back fans at the podium, which he's kind of starting to do, but hasn't really done a great job of in his career. You'd get the fans back on your side by saying, we're going to evaluate everything for the future. Justin wasn't it, and we've benched him. Tyrod Taylor's probably going to retire, and he can't stay healthy. So we're going to evaluate Brady Cook in a live game capacity against really good teams, because I know we play the Bills and the Patriots the last 2 weeks, but we're going to give him his opportunity to show us, can I be your quarterback 2 going into camp next year? Can I be your quarterback 3 going into camp next year? If they go get a rookie, right, like we anticipate in the first round, and then they get that Jacoby Brissett variant, like our guy BJF talks about, then you have Brady Cook and a UDFA or a day 3 rookie competing for quarterback 3 in camp. That's a great situation to be in if you're Brady Cook. Now let's see him against good teams in live action, not preseason. So I would say go to Brady Cook for at least 2 or 3 games in the last, portion of the season, regardless if Taylor is healthy or not, because with the justification of you're evaluating, how much can you evaluate with Tyrod? We saw 222 yards passing. It didn't look great, but it looked okay enough, right? The offense looked okay, which isn't a lot, but Brady Cook could at least make it look a little bit better than okay, potentially. So I don't know. I think there's justification to go all across the board because your quarterback room is so bad right now.
Well said. And ultimately, if you're the Jets and we know that you are likely going to be drafting a quarterback in the first round, if you go to Brady Cook and you lose games, no one's going to care. So it's like a quasi tank. You could try and win with Brady Cook, get an evaluation of him, what you have with him. And if you lose the game, it's really a win at the end of the day because you're getting a better draft pick by the time we get to, Brady Cook season over the final 3 games.
Yeah, it's so hard to justify. And I think it was Will Pa that put it the best on his Turn on the Jets podcast. It's like, for those that don't believe in AG, how does losing the rest of the season give you confidence in AG the rest of the way? Unless you see like legitimate, tangible evidence that like every game is coming down to the wire or what have you. And like one little thing is happening, like an Xavier Gibson fumble type situation every single game. Like it's so hard to evaluate a win versus a loss. And I know we'll get into that in a bit, but it just puts AG in a situation where it's like, go try to win by any means necessary. And if it doesn't work out, fine, because we get the better draft pick. And right now, sitting at 4, if we can get up to 2 or 3, that just helps the situation even better.
You mentioned the tanking conversation. A lot of Jet fans not rooting for wins at this point. We're presented by FanDuel. Jets-Falcons on Sunday, 2.5 points remains the line. It has not moved. Jets opened as 2.5-point underdogs. They remain 2.5-point underdogs. And DT, I still think the Jets are capable of winning 1, if not 2, more games when you look at their schedule down the stretch. This to me feels like one of those games where, you played the Ravens tight, you hung around with New England. The Falcons feel like a team in the Jets weight class. I don't want to see the Jets get killed. If they don't win, I'm not going to be furious, but this feels like a game that if like the Jets are truly improving, this is a game at home that you should win on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, looking at the schedule, you should anticipate, 2 wins. If you're looking for more than 2 wins or expecting more than 2 wins, it's probably not coming. So that's unfortunate for the people rooting specifically for as many wins as possible. But this is a game, obviously, based on the point spread, the fact that you're at home, the fact that the over-under is low tells you that they don't anticipate a lot of scoring. And generally, they're right about those matchups. So in a low-scoring game against somebody who's maybe a tier above you, maybe 2 tiers above you in terms of like their talent or their overall season so far. I know they only have 4 wins to our 2. But the Jets are just like a tier of ass that's like not Raiders ass, but the Falcons are better than us. So you have to be able to upset at home where you're the underdog. And if it's a 2.5-point spread, keep it close. I mean, did anybody anticipate 7-3 against the Ravens at halftime where we're out yardaging them, out first downs, time of possession, everything is better? And I get it. Lamar's hobbled. And now you're playing a Kirk Cousins in for a injured Michael Penix. But this is a game you have to at least expect to be in. Maybe you don't win it, but you have to expect that they're at least in it. And if this is a game where it's 31-6 at any point in the game, that is a crucial fail on the part of the coaching.
Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Reminder, Black Friday special going on, jakeasman.com. Why don't we do this too for everyone watching live? If you buy any merch during the show, I will shout you out and I will give you a raffle ticket for every item that you purchase. But you know what? I could try and do the equivalency. Like if you spend $20 in the merch store, we'll give you 5 raffle tickets, so on and so forth. Why don't we do that? Let's have a big time Black Friday special here on the show. JakeAsman.com. For every single money you spent in the store, the equivalency is applied to a daily raffle that features, how about a signed Wayne Chrebet helmet as the top prize? So your chance to win a signed helmet by one of the greatest Jets of all time. And a reminder, on Tuesday, it's our weekly raffle. You qualify to win a signed Revis jersey, LT jersey, and CJ Mosley autographed helmet. So let's have some fun here on the day after Thanksgiving. It is Black Friday. The Austrian Jet fan is already in the raffle. Not once, but twice. AJF, Austrian Jet fan, thank you. If you got a membership from the Austrian Jet fan, make sure you say thank you. Gabagool Media checking in here with a super chat. Thank you, Mr. Gabagool. Sorry for the delay. I'm in for the year on Patreon. 4 Beast t-shirts. Let's go. Hashtag Dangerous Alliance. Hashtag Spencer is still in hiding. Spencer Green has not appeared since he lost the bet and owes me $100. He hasn't paid me yet either. So I don't know where Spencer Green is, but he's not a man of his word to this point. He still owes me $100. So I don't know. But Gabagool, thanks for joining the Patreon for the year. I applied 10 raffle tickets to the weekly raffle coming up on Tuesday. So you're all set there. Make sure you get in the Discord as well now that you're on Patreon. DT, the tanking conversation. Where are you at with the idea that it's actually better for the Jets to lose rather than to win? This is what Aaron Glenn said about that the other day.
You play the game to win.
What he meant to say, though, was actually this.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Where do you stand on this?
Oh, he was so close. Just like the Jets all season. They're just so close, yet so far from what the actual quote was supposed to be. In terms of tanking, I know we talked about it, I believe, last week, and we both said that we would do the Matt Miller hypothetical trade package. Then I start looking at some of the players that you could get with that talent. And ultimately, I land on, I don't want to see the team tank. Although, if you do things like, remember in 2020 when we were kind of tanking against the Jaguars and they would randomly have a running back who is questionable to play, just inactive on game day. If we did things like that, then I'd be okay with it. But I don't know if, like, how do you tangibly tank without, like, I don't know, you're going to make terrible mistakes that make you look bad as a coach. So I get it from his perspective. But for me, do you want the number 1 pick and 3 players, or do you want the number 5 pick and 4 or 5 players? That's how I look at it. And in this class, I hate to agree with Alan again on this show, but the depth of this class in picks, and he said like 25 to 50. I honestly think like 25 to 80 or 90 is like a really good range in this draft. And with the 2, we have multiple 4th round picks now, so we can move up into the 3rd round because we don't have a 3rd round pick. There's just more that we could do that I wouldn't want to trade what Matt Miller hypothesized last week. But if you're trading like a 3rd and a little bit more, sure. But like, I don't know. Now I'm kind of being a little bit more protective of these 1st round picks, maybe because I'm not sold on any of these quarterbacks specifically. And it just comes down to how many total quarterbacks declare. And I feel like that's kind of been my stance the whole time. If 3 or more quarterbacks declare, that means Dante Moore, Ty Simpson, Mendoza plus, then the Jets should just stay put. There's no need to trade up. But if you have a 2-man race with Mendoza and Simpson, the Jets almost have no choice but to get up into the top 3 because you don't want to get jumped by somebody. And I understand we have picks to do it, but what's to say even like a team like the Rams couldn't jump up and go get a Mendoza at 2 with the Giants instead of the Giants trading with us to 4. You know, like there's things that can happen. So I'm kind of stuck, but I feel like I'm more protective of these 1st round picks now. So I just want to see, again, competitive, but I'm not going to sit here and get red in the face if we lose anymore. I want to see AG, you know, not poop his pants on the sideline as a coach, right? And I want to see the coordinators, specifically Wilks, show us a lot more, because I feel like there's so much more meat on the bone with Tanner Engstrand that only a quarterback can solve, that I'm willing to already give that till next year. But I like what I've seen on offense. Defensively, dude, I haven't seen anything other than physicality by the corners that makes me go, okay, that's worth it for next year, right? Or maybe Harrison Phillips's leadership on and off the field is like, that's tangible evidence on defense. So I'm in the camp that I'm rooting for wins, but if we end up losing in a competitive way, I'm not going to come on here and scream about it.
You play the game to win.
I would love to see like the Ravens game on a loop, competency, but you end up losing. Like, and people could say, oh, it's such a loser's mentality. You know what? I'm tired of the late season Jet wins that we then try and spin as, it's for the culture. You know, I really am. Like, I think they're going to win a couple more games. So I'm not going to be that upset if they win on Sunday, like I expected. I expect them to at least win 2 more games. So say they win 2 more games and they're picking at 6. Ask yourself, is that better off than potentially picking at 2 or 3 or even 4? Like, I don't know. I don't think the Jets finishing between 2 and 4 wins does that much for me. Like, I've accepted it's probably going to happen. Unless you tell me the Jets are going to win out and finish 8 and 9, that will show me a lot about Aaron Glenn. But that's not happening. So I'm at a point now, DT, where like look competent. Glenn continued to not have any moments that resemble his first 7 games as the Jet coach, where he was a total disaster. He's been better of late. Like, just to me, competency down the stretch, young players continuing to shine, development on some of the areas that we'd like to see improvements on, like we've talked about. And I'll live with the results, because at the end of the day, everything the Jets do this offseason is all about how they get the quarterback. And you can't tell me they're better off having to trade assets to move up if they don't either have to trade up anything or they could trade up less because they're picking closer to the top to be able to get one of these guys they want.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, it's all going to come down to the teams picking ahead of them as well and what their team needs are, because you want as many teams with their potential quarterbacks ahead of us. Like, that doesn't put the Cleveland Browns, I want to jump the Cleveland Browns, but I don't necessarily need to jump the New York Giants, right? So we don't need to get all the way up to 2 behind the Titans, but you probably want to sit nicely in that 3 to 6 range. But again, it comes down to how many quarterbacks declare, what quarterbacks are you in love with? Like, if they're only in love with Fernando Mendoza and it's either trade everything necessary to go get Fernando Mendoza or sit out the quarterback class, I'm probably going to save the picks and sit out on the quarterback class if you're just not in love with them, instead of trying to trade, 2 1s and a 2 to go get Fernando Mendoza. So it's really going to come down to all those different factors. My hope is Dante Moore. He's like the X factor in this whole thing. He's playing really good at Oregon. He's my 2nd ranked quarterback. I did a video on my channel last week, Draft Talk with DT. We're branding the draft show now. And I had Dante as my 2nd quarterback. And if he comes out, he might go quarterback 1. Like, he's that good. So it's really going to be interesting if it's a 3+ quarterback race or a 2+ quarterback race, who the Jets are in love with and who they need to jump or potentially worry about getting jumped by. Those are my 3 biggest factors as it comes to the top of the draft.
Austrian Jet fan has done it again. He is back in the raffle for another entry. Kyle Clifton is the inside or outside? Well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter here because he is in the Asmaniac raffle for 5.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Hugs for Mr. Clifton. Shout out to Kyle Clifton. Great call on the morning show I did on ESPN yesterday. 25 in the house. $10 super chat in the raffle for 2 with this one. You guys talk about Jerry coming out with what his initial offer was for Quinnen. Knowing the offer now, if you were Muji, would you have made that trade? So I was going to get to this. I'm going to pull this up because this is breaking in real time. Jerry Jones, doing his weekly interview on The Fan in Dallas, said some comments about the Quinnen Williams trade that we will address. I'll pull this up here. This is a combo tweet from John Mokata, who covers the Cowboys, I believe, for The Athletic, and then Ed Werder, of course, with ESPN for years, still covering the NFL for now WFAA. So Jerry Jones said that he offered the Jets a first-round pick and Micah Parsons for Quinnen Williams before the season started. Quote, I thought that much of Williams. Ed Werder said, I quoted him telling me that last week in my column. But this goes against what the initial reporting was when Jerry was a guest on with Gary Myers on ESPN New York. And he seemingly intimated then that it was the Jets having to offer Quinnen and a first for Micah. So I don't know what to make of this because the initial reporting and the comments from Jerry, we were led to believe that the Jets would have to include a first with Quinnen for Micah, which we all said, oh, that makes sense. If the Jets were going to get a first and Micah, and all they had to do was trade Quinnen, they should have taken the deal, right? Like, what am I missing here?
I think this is Jerry Jones trying to look a lot better and probably forgetting what he said a couple weeks ago.
This makes him look worse, though. Like, this would be why would you offer this? And the Jets look terrible for not taking it if this is true.
I think I think in Jerry's mind, as he's saying this, he's not thinking about what it looks like from the trade offer perspective. He's just looking at it as the trade declining perspective of like, look at Darren Muji. He declined a first-round pick in Micah Parsons, but it's also like, Jerry, you offered a first-round pick in Micah Parsons for one singular player who's older than the player that you're trying to trade. So, I mean, I think the original reporting, which was Quinnen at a 1 for Micah Parsons, sounds more correct, right? Because you consider what the Packers got for did for Micah Parsons, and they gave up Kenny Clark. The value of Quinnen Williams over Kenny Clark probably says that, but I think this is Jerry just trying to make the Jets look bad, but in turn making himself look bad as well. So, yeah, if Darren Muji was presented with this, I think Muji would have taken this. You get a first-round pick and a player that's younger and more probably on a bigger ascension path than Quinnen Williams. So yeah, I don't think Darren Muji would have turned this down, but I also think Jerry Jones is talking out his culo a little bit.
I don't know, man. I mean, shout out to Wilpa. He pulled up the original story that Samiti wrote for ESPN.com covering this. And like, you read the article here, right? It's from September 14th, 2025. Before trading Micah Parsons to Green Bay, Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones offered star pass rusher to the New York Jets. He said Saturday in a radio interview. Jones, a guest on ESPN New York Radio, told host Gary Myers that he had called the Jets. Asked by Myers if the Cowboys were interested in star defensive tackle Quinnen Williams, Jones confirmed that Williams was the Jets player he was looking to acquire, along with picks in his proposed trade. The conversation apparently didn't last long. Jones said the Jets told him they, quote, didn't have the resources to entertain conversations. This backs up what we were saying. It was Quinnen and picks, not, hey, here's Micah Parsons and a first for Quinnen, right? Like, or maybe that Jerry did offer. No, there's no way he offered. It's just, I don't buy this for a second.
I challenge anybody who still owns a copy of Madden to go try that trade, Micah Parsons and a first-round pick as the Cowboys to the Jets for Quinnen Williams, and see how fast they accept that trade. And then go try it the other way. Go try to trade Quinnen Williams for Micah Parsons and a first-round pick. It just doesn't make sense. And I think I've maintained this for a while, and it's not to excuse Woody Johnson, but thank God for Jerry Jones, because Woody Johnson's probably the 30th or 31st worst owner in the league after Jerry Jones.
Jerry's teams have been better, though. You say whatever you want about the Cowboys. They're always in the mix every year, pretty much.
I just mean in terms of like their public view and the things that they actually come out of their mouth, like the team building. Yes, it's more on Steve and Jones, so it's not a Woody versus Jerry comparison. Yep. But they both need to just stop talking.
Also, Connor Hughes just checked in with a tweet. He said, "Zero doubt Jerry said this. However, this was never actually offered to the Jets. I'm told there was a conversation between owners. It was a brief one. A Cowboy source told me the Jets weren't ever going to the monetary value needed to extend Parsons. Talks ended. A land where Jerry trades Micah and a 1 for Quinnen is amazing, though. I mean, again, if the Jets were offered this, they would have taken it. There's just no way this was offered because, again, Jerry Jones on the record said in September in this interview that it was Williams along with picks. So it doesn't make any sense. Like, what the Jets were going to give up Quinnen, and they were going to give up like their second and their first the following year, and then the Cowboys were going to give up like their first. Like, it just, even if you're trying to like come up with like what this could possibly mean, none of it makes any sense.
No. We're trying to decipher the words of an 80-year-old that has no idea what he's even saying. So to try to read the hieroglyphs of Jerry Jones, it's not easy. That's like trying to understand Woody Johnson. Like, we got to just make fun of the quotes, do the little hug memes, and
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
I'll give you a hug.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Breaking news from Beastbreaker. He says, my lawn care work is done for the year. Done for the year. It's November 28th, Beast. We still have another month.
Slacking.
Man. All right. Comments, questions, super chats. Cut the line. Draft Geeks checks in with an Asmaniac super chat here. Jake, I wish I can go in a coma and wake up in the beginning of the 2028 season. So he wants to sim ahead 2 years from now. Who knows who the coach is at that point, who the quarterback is. I feel your pain, Draft Geeks. I do. Obviously, in a perfect world, the Jets could be good next year, be a surprise team. There's so much parity in the NFL this year, and here are the Jets, and we're debating again. Lose or win, what's better for the team at this stage of the year?
Yeah, I remember. Did you have Connor Hughes on at any of your live events in the off season?
He came on with me at the combine for sure, and probably
That's
a
what it
different
was.
time as well.
I asked Connor a question about AG, and I said in my super chat that he should get about 25 to 30 games to realize what he actually is as a coach. And it got laughed at by the chat. And then Connor, when you put it up on the screen, he laughed at it and said that AG might not get 17 games to figure out who he is. And now I'm like, well, now we know he's coming back next year. So like my expectation has always been 2026 needs to be, hard stop playoffs, or we need to evaluate the situation. I don't want to do the whole, okay, we get a rookie in 26 and we have to figure it out. And then 2027 is the competitive year. Like, I don't want to wait that long. Like 26 was always the year for me in AG. And I got kind of laughed at that, it was not going to get 30 games to prove himself. And now he's probably going to get, 34, which is 2 seasons worth of games. But you got to see playoffs next year, because to Draft Geeks chat, you can't wait 2027, 2028. Please don't sell me on that. Like, we can turn it around with a rookie and 8 premium draft picks in 2 years. You trade up and you get 4 or 5 premium players in this draft. You could turn it around a lot faster than 3 years.
Yeah. Look, I mean, at the earliest, it's 2027. If they get the rookie quarterback this offseason, they go into next year, that guy shows some signs. Then year 3, it all clicks when you have the 3 first-round picks to supplement what's left of your roster. And boom, here we go. You better win. Because like, if you're a head coach, you're not getting 3 straight losing seasons and getting a 4th year. So like, that's why to those saying, wait till 27 to get the quarterback. Okay. So they bring in, let's say, Jacoby Brissett or Gardner Minshew, someone of that ilk for next year. Let's say the Jets finish with 4 wins this year, DT. Then next year they go from 4 to 6 or even 7. Let's say it's 7 wins. We'll give them a +3 win increase. So they win 3 more games. So that would still be, though, 11 wins over 2 years. They go into year 3 now with Arch Manning as the quarterback, who we waited for. They got him. What if he struggles as a rookie and they go back down to winning only 4 or 5 games? And then what? Aaron Glenn, who's never had a winning season, and at that point would have 15 wins in 3 years, is going to get a year 4. Like, it's not going to happen. That's why they need to get the quarterback this offseason, because there's no guarantee if they suck in 2026, they're even going to get the chance to pick their guy in 2027.
Yeah, it almost feels like you have to be at worst, like the 9th seed in the AFC, and you miss it by like a game where like you needed to win and you didn't control your own destiny, and somebody else beat a team that you needed to lose and you didn't make the playoffs. It almost needs to be like that close of a situation to like not consider it like almost a failure, because you can't have, like you said, 10 or less wins moving into your 3rd year as a head coach. It's not going to work. Obviously, with Zach coming in, what did they win? 4 games their first year, and then they won. What was it? Saul won 4 games his first year, and then they won 7, and then it was just 5 games in he got fired. So like,
correct.
You have to at least, like you said, double your win total from this year. But if you only win 3 games this year, that doesn't mean 6 makes you safe. That means 6 is like the lowest like expectation, and you should probably win 8 or 9 and miss the playoffs by 1 game at the worst. So I expect a turnaround from this coaching staff, and people kind of laugh at me when I say that about AG, and it's not necessarily AG himself, but it's some of the hires that I believe he's done pretty well, right? Steve Hyden, Tanner Engstrand, we believe is okay as an OC. Obviously, there's not too much on defense in terms of positional coaches or Steve Wilkes. But then you have Chris Banjo. So like, you have at least 3 decent hires across the board that you can kind of lean on. And if you make some tweaks to your defensive staff, which we anticipate, things can turn around a lot quicker. Like I hate being sold the Joe Douglas 4.5 year rebuild, because then you get into year 6 and you still have nothing. And now you push your chips into the table for a veteran quarterback, and that still doesn't work because normally it doesn't really work. So it's a situation you don't want to find yourself in, because that's what sets you back 5 years again when you make the regime change after 3 losing seasons.
Oregon Jets says they were supposed to improve this year because of coaching. They regressed. AG blows 3 years. Clown. That's how a lot of people feel. I get that. Glenn's not done a good job. They're 2-9. He's been better of late, but the bar was very low. I mean, he was the first coach to ever start 0-5 in their first year with the team. They've had clock mismanagement. They've had games where they've come out flat. They've been boat raced by a division opponent in his second ever game at home. I mean, there's a lot of bad. The London game was all on the head coach. You know, the confidence in Fields and not having a quicker trigger to bench him earlier, you could argue is a fair criticism. So it has not been good, Oregon. I know you're not a Glenn guy. I get it, but he's not going anywhere. So I think if you're a Jet fan not rooting for Aaron Glenn to improve, you know, you're not a real Jet fan, because and I do think they could be a much better team next year. But you said something interesting about Wilkes I want to address. But first, I want to shout out Boomtown, the head of the Asmaniac Madness Committee. He purchased an Asmaniac flag in the merch store. He spent $30. Boomtown, I got you in the raffle, baby. Let's go. Friday sale, jakeasman.com. For every dollar you spent is the equivalent of the raffle entry. So we got 6 raffle tickets for our guy Boomtown after he bought a flag. jakeasman.com. End of the show today. Signed helmet by Jets legend Wayne Corbett. Make sure you enter the raffle. Again, appreciate everyone tuned in either live or after the fact here on Black Friday. Hope you're all having a tremendous Thanksgiving holiday. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Steve Wilkes. If Steve Wilkes is the DC next year, Dylan, Glenn's going to lose me almost immediately if the defense gets off to a bad start next year. For the life of me, you cannot employ him for another year. He seems like a nice guy, but I think his schemes are outdated. It's become predictable. The defense was never supposed to be bad this year. They were supposed to be, you know, a strength of the team with all the returning starters and talent there. And this is before the Sauce and the Quinnen deals, which, by the way, the defense has been better without those guys for what it's worth. But you can't justify bringing Wilkes back. And last night, as bad as the Bengals defense might be, I'm watching them force 5 turnovers against the same Ravens team the Jets just played. The Jets have 1 turnover all year. They have broken the NFL record for most games to start a season without an interception. They have a defensive head coach, an experienced DC. 8 of 11 starters returning from last year's team going into the year. And the defense has been, to me, the biggest disappointment by far with this season. I don't know how you could justify, barring a miracle turnaround these last 5 games here, 6 games here, to justify retaining Steve Wilkes for 2026.
No, there would need to be some like massive turnaround over the last 7 games. And I don't even think you can, realistically, no. Like, even if they forced 3 turnovers a game down the back stretch and forced like 20 turnovers over the last 7 games, like something completely unrealistic, I still wouldn't turn around and go say, hey, yeah, that was Steve Wilkes. He needs to save his job. Like, I would honestly just put that more on the players. Like, the things that I look at Steve Wilkes for, and it's a bit problematic because it kind of keeps happening in big situations, is your third down play calling and your player performance on some of those third downs. Like, those are your crucial downs, and that's immediately on coaching. If your guys are winning in zone coverage against Lamar Jackson, don't put them in man coverage on third down and turn their back to Lamar Jackson, because then you have Isaiah Likely running a scramble drill up the sideline, and Isaiah Oliver commits a 34-yard DPI that extends a drive, right? And then they go into third down man zone again, or man coverage again, in the red zone, and you have Tony Adams commit a DPI for 19 yards and gives them 1st and goal, and then they walk in 2 or 3 plays later. So it's like your play calling immediately affects the execution and performance of your players, which then leads to extended drives and points for the opposing offenses. That is all coaching. Yes, players need to do a little bit better, not putting their hands on guys, but at the same time, if zone is working on third down and you don't think it's predictable, right? If you go zone every single third down, but when you went man, you got exposed every single time. So it falls back to those things on coaching. Like, the turnovers themselves, that's more just like players reacting to the ball, and when it is out, falling on it, right? That doesn't really, yes, you can coach up points of punching the ball out. We see the team trying to do that. That's not that's already been coached. It's more about the players getting the turnovers. When it comes to Wilks, it's all play calling leading to the bad executions. And that is stuff that I don't think is fixable going into next year with Wilks. I think he's just kind of going to be who he is. And we talked about Brady Cook kind of getting a shot over the last 2 to 3, 4 games, maybe. What's to say AG shouldn't do the same thing with Wilks and be like, hey, dude, we need to evaluate everything. I need to call the plays for the next 3 or 4 games or the last 3 or 4 games of the season so that we can see if my defensive implementation works better. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. That doesn't necessarily mean Wilks stays, but you almost need to try anything on defense because it has been a huge disappointment, and that falls squarely on Wilks.
It's been atrocious. There's no doubt about it. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. DT's got to leave. You said 12:35 Eastern, right?
Yeah, 12:30. Yeah, so about like 15 more minutes.
Beautiful. So we'll get to some calls with DT while we still have them. Hit the like button if you guys are just tuning in. Happy Thanksgiving weekend. Happy Black Friday. We got a sale, 30% off site-wide at jakeasman.com. End of the show today, we are going to raffle away a signed helmet by Jets great Wayne Krebet. To your calls we go. Ladies and gentlemen, first up today on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is none other than Mad Max.
If Mad Max ain't yapping about Jets, that boy, he's jamming, he's slamming, freaking dancing, wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stopped yapping, that boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
Can you guys hear me?
No.
Dylan, let's talk about the Falcons' 8 predictions. So I just think the Jets are going to win this game. Let's say 27-20 because, the Falcons are horrible. Kirk Cousins is not that good. He's 38 years old. He's not mobile. Is Drake London playing this game, Dylan, or nah? He's not.
No, he's not.
So Drake London's out, so we're easily going to beat the Falcons. Darnell Mooney is like the best weapon the Falcons have besides Bijan. Like Bijan's the best running back. Like he's a pretty good running back, but it's not like the Falcons honestly use Bijan that well. Their offensive coordinator is terrible, and their defense is honestly horrible. So I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game, 27-20. What's your thoughts on that, Dylan?
27-20, that's not a terrible prediction. I'd probably go the other way. I'd have to take the Falcons for now just because all the things you kind of said about the Falcons, I feel about the Jets right now. Our offense looks a little horrible, although it's not as horrible with Fields throwing the ball vertically downfield. Our defense looks pretty inept in terms of taking the ball away, and I get it. It's Kirk Cousins, and we're basically relying on Kirk Cousins to gift us, some interceptions or fumbles on some sacks. But I would probably say it's a little bit closer to 24-14 Falcons. That's where I'm leaning right now. I think the Falcons defense is pretty good. They get after it. Jeff Ulbricht's probably going to coach circles around Steve Wilks, which is just going to be another thing for us Jets fans to complain about throughout the week leading into the next game. But I think the Falcons will probably take care of us.
I mean, I could understand why you think that because their defense is good, but they played horrible against the Panthers. They allowed Bryce Young 300 yards, and granted they lost to the Saints, but the Saints, they allowed a lot of points to. It was and the Saints are not even that good of a team. So I just am a little bit more confident in the Jets offense because I don't think Ulbricht's that great of a defensive coordinator. I feel like when he was on the Jets, Saleh called the defense. That's why our defense was good. If you saw last year, Ulbricht's defense was horrible. Granted, he was doing 2 roles at the same time, but I don't think his defense is amazing.
No, I wouldn't say it's amazing.
I don't know if this is a novel idea. I think we should use more Justin Fields in a Taysom Hill type of role because he's horrible at throwing the ball, but he's really good at rushing Justin Fields. So why don't you run him as a running back, run a wildcat with Fields on a couple plays? Doesn't that sound like a good idea?
Yeah, we talked about that last week on Jake's show, having a package of plays for Justin Fields, and they didn't obviously implement it at all in this last game. So we'll see if Engstrand wants to do something similar like we're talking about in this game upcoming. I wouldn't bet on it, right? I don't think they're gonna do it if I just had to guess. But I would be pleasantly surprised if they rolled out a package for Justin Fields to do such things. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you because I feel like Engstrand needs to be more creative as a play caller. I mean, right now he's just really stale. I feel like we use Breece Hall in a bunch of predictable ways. We always run up the middle. Why don't you use Breece Hall more in the screen, RPO, a little bit play action? You need to use Breece Hall a lot more because he's the best receiver the Jets have. And then
Jets, 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 Jets.
Mad Max.
We got to
Mad
use John
Max.
Mechie more.
Mad Max.
What's up?
I have 2 tickets for the game Sunday, but now you're saying you need 4. I have been unable to come up with a 4-pack. Are you still planning on using the 2 tickets? I need an update from you.
I'm still gonna use the tickets. My friends want to go, but I'm going with like 3 of my other friends. So unfortunately, it's gonna be 4 of my friends going. You know what I mean?
So do you want the 2 tickets though? You're not answering the question.
I'll still use the 2 tickets, but I'm going with like 3 other people. So
the stadium's gonna be empty, so I'm sure it won't be that hard to move around and sit near your friends anyway.
Yeah. So like, what row is it? What row would be? Because
you're gonna be right on the Jets bench next to Aaron Glenn.
Oh man, let's see how empty the stadium is going to be, Jake. You know, let's see. But I'll send you the info.
Now, what is the deal with your Thanksgiving yesterday, Mad Max? When you walked in and sat down, did you just start going and just dominate the conversation at your Thanksgiving dinner?
We had a very good turkey, Jake. And
how much did you talk during the dinner?
Talk about?
How much did you talk during the dinner?
We just talked about the Jets. You know, we talked about the Jets, Jake.
You talked about the Jets during the entire dinner.
Not the entire dinner. We watched we played some cards. We played a couple of games. We played Palace.
When you sat down and actually had your Thanksgiving meal, did you stop to actually eat anything, or were you just talking the entire time?
I ate them. I didn't talk the entire time. I ate the turkey. I ate the potatoes, the baked potatoes. We had cranberry. We had the red cabbage, Jake.
What about dessert, Mad Max?
We had pumpkin pie and apple pie. It was very fun.
How many pieces of pie did you put down?
I had 1 pumpkin pie, 1 apple pie, Jake. So
1 pumpkin pie, 1 apple pie. You dog.
Yeah.
Now, are you currently at the same house that Dylan said? You guys, I see, have the same background.
It looks way too similar.
No, it just has an orange wall. I have a Sam Darnold pick I took a couple years ago.
This is your room, not your dorm room.
Here's the question then, Mad Max.
I like the solar system on the ceiling.
We know that you can do this at any time.
What are you guys' opinion on me doing a backflip through this orange wall?
Can Dylan do a backflip through his orange wall?
I think
no. This is plaster and lath back here. This house is a late 1800s built house, so that's not sheetrock. That's not going to break as easily as Mad Max can get through that drywall at his house.
Now, Mad Max, what's on the agenda the rest of the weekend here besides the game Sunday?
Not too many plans. We're gonna go to the game on Sunday. It's gonna be very fun.
That's it.
It's gonna be super fun, Jake. The game.
What if it's not fun?
Of course, it'll be fun. I mean, I'm all my friends to the game, so it's gonna be very fun, Jake.
Are you gonna be getting drunk?
No, we're gonna get some food. That's for sure, Jake.
You'll drink responsibly.
Of course, I drink responsibly, Jake. You know.
Okay, Mad Max. You know, if I'm going to send you these tickets, you know, I want to make sure that they're in good hands.
Sounds good.
So you showed up to class every day in the front row and got these tickets?
I sent it to Jake Asman. I sent it to Jake.
He did. I
sent
have
it to Jake Asman, not to be confused with Jake Asman.
I sent
first
it to
and
Jake
last name.
I sent it to Jake every day. Every time I was on time, I sent it to Jake.
You hug him every day?
Yeah, that's what Aaron Glenn did. That's what Aaron Glenn did.
Now, Mad Max, is it true the Mad Max family is stocking up on Mad Max t-shirts from the Jake Asman merch store on Black Friday?
No, not yet. They haven't stocked.
You should go advertise to your family about them.
Sounds good.
30% off. Use code Black Friday, Mad Max.
Sounds good.
This is the DMs I get from Mad Max. Just a selfie of him, Dylan, and then it's just literally no context. I'm just like, keep going, Mad Max. Yes.
This is him in class. This is him on Tuesday morning in class.
Could be him. I'm taking him at face value here.
Hey,
you
got to trust him, and he was pretty dedicated to get those tickets. Hilarious that after he does it, he doubles the amount of tickets he needs.
This whole time it was 2, and then he's like, "I need 4," and I'm like, "I can't just come up with 4 in the same spot. Like these are all donated by listeners, and I donate them to people that could use them."
I'm actually looking for. We got 8 people here. We're looking for 8 tickets for Sunday, Jake, if you can get them.
Oh my God. Mike Perez. It's gonna be really fun, Jake. ... Awkward silence. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. The Mad Max, great for the awkward silence, and so is this guy. God.
100%.
Unreal. Hey, I'd be remiss if I didn't shout out the legend himself, Bobby Midnight, who's in on the raffle by gifting 5 channel memberships.
Ho, 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 big cho, cho, cho. Jets, Jets.
Look who got the memberships here from Bob. Dylan Tereman receiving
I got the email. Yep.
David Hall, Indy Jets, Clancy, 3XIM, all getting a membership there. That's a who's who of people getting a membership there from Bobby Midnight. So how about that? DT getting gifted a membership while he's a guest on the show. Oh, that's sweet.
Bobby, I appreciate you as always.
Franzanski says, or Frozanski, excuse me, Kirk Cousins gives us our first INT. Like, you'd think it will happen, but we say this every week and it never happens. So I don't know. Until I see an interception, like, why would I expect it to happen Sunday? It hasn't happened all year.
Dude, I mean, like we said, we're basically begging for these quarterbacks to just throw us a bone, like just gift wrap us one. And I don't know, like, I feel like the only one, like the interception we're finally going to get, it's going to be like Jermaine Johnson tips the pass up at the line of scrimmage and like a defensive tackle just happens to come underneath it and catch it. Like something like that's going to happen. It's not going to be a cornerback jumping a route. It's not going to be Malachi Moore ranging over as the free safety. It's literally going to be a defensive lineman, probably Kalen Saunders. You know, he's got 2 interceptions in his career as a defensive tackle. So it's probably going to be something like that where an edge player tips it up to a D tackle, and it's going to be the most like untraditional interception we've ever seen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Snowball checks in. Geared up in the merch store to cover my bald head. Wilkes versus Ulbrich doesn't look good. Hopefully we get a turnover or 2. Yeah, advantage Falcons there. Their pass rush has been phenomenal, by the way. So the Jets O-line better be ready to roll. And as far as what Snowball purchased, he purchased an Asmaniac cuffed beanie. Let's go, Snowball. I got you accounted for in the raffle. Appreciate you supporting the Black Friday sale. We're giving away a signed Wayne Corbett helmet at the end. And for those tuning in late, if you buy an item during the show today while I'm live here, using the code Black Friday at jakeasman.com, if you buy anything in the store, whatever you spend goes towards the daily raffle and the weekly raffle. Daily raffles for a signed number 80 helmet at the end of the show. This one is from AP Carlos, who says Kirk Cousins probably lights up like a Christmas tree. Typical things that happen to us Jet fans. It wouldn't shock me if Cousins played well, because if the Jets don't get pressure on Kirk, he's still capable from the pocket with time to be able to deliver the football on time to the playmakers Atlanta still does have even without London. So they got to move Cousins off his spot. It's obvious, but the Jets don't do it enough. McDonald and Jermaine, step up, man. They've been way too cold and hot and cold throughout the season.
Yeah, I feel like this, and it's fitting because it was against the Falcons. I think it was 2022 when the Jets played the Falcons, or no, it's probably 2021, 4 years ago, when they played the Falcons with Matt Ryan. And Matt Ryan just threw everything within 5 to 7 yards of the line of scrimmage, allowed for yards after the catch, which the Falcons are very good at. And Kirk Cousins is able to do those things. It's a quick pass game, keeps them in the pocket. The Jets' pass rush is kind of mitigated at that point. And Matt Ryan diced us up for over 330 yards and like 3 touchdowns in that game. And I just remember it was like death by 1,000 paper cuts, like the Jets used to be against, the Brady teams on the Patriots. So I can totally see a game script for the Falcons this year where Kirk Cousins does the same thing and they just rely on Bijan Robinson. Dude, he's 3rd in the NFL right now in scrimmage yards per game with 126.9 yards per game. Like, that's crazy. So he's a viable pass threat and a run threat. Even if you did like a 75-50 split, like that's how you're getting your yards. You don't want Bijan Robinson killing you for 75 yards through the ground or through the air on checkdowns and little screens and stuff like that. But I think that's going to be their game plan, to try to get, our players to rally to the ball, miss tackles, which we've been doing, ad nauseum this year. So I think the Falcons are going to have a good game plan, and quarterbacks like Kirk Cousins, they thrive in this league because of the offense being able to scheme open things like that instead of, having to take those long 5 to 7 step drops on play action and go deep every play. So I think the Falcons have a really good, game plan opportunity against the Jets. And that's really where the coaching is going to come in and like, all right, Wilkes, can you dial up something to get Cousins off his spot and your guys play solid on the back end? And then offensively, like, how do we stop their pass rush? We've done a pretty good job of stopping the pass rush so far. Myles Garrett is on an absolute tear of the league right now, but he only had 1 sack against the Jets. TJ Watt didn't wreck the game in week 1 against the Jets. Like, our pass protection can kind of mitigate good pass rush. We really just need to get open on the back end and take advantage of, their secondary is still good, right? I would give their secondary the edge over our perimeter players by far. So you really coaching is going to be the crux of this one. And you have to be able to, Engstrand needs to out-scheme Ulbrich, and Wilkes needs to out-scheme Zach Robinson and Kirk Cousins. And you would think on the surface it's easy to do, but I don't know. I don't know if Wilkes can do that.
Well, when it comes to the New York Jets, they are always well coached and well prepared and will outcoach the opponent. That we know, Dylan.
It only happened, maybe once this year against the Cincinnati Bengals. I think you can maybe, like half of the game against the Browns because 2 of your 3 phases showed up. Offense didn't really, but your defense.
Ironically, week 1, I think they did outcoach the Steelers staff with the game plan offensively. Just the Gibson fumble killed them. And let's be real. I was thinking about this too when we were talking about the defense, the lack of turnovers. It's like they don't even come close to getting a pick. Week 1, they dropped 2 interceptions. One of them, Stevens, the pick 6. The entire season's maybe different if they pick off Aaron Rodgers and win that game. And then Michael Carter had a drop pick a couple drives earlier in that one too. And who would have thought it'd be a microcosm of the Jets just having the inability to have an interception all year?
Yeah. And who knew that Xavier Gibson would go on to cost the second NFL franchise a win in the year 2025. It's like teams didn't learn their lesson the first time, and how he listened to Joe Douglas just a little too much on one of his guys, and they brought in X, and he cost him the game against the Cowboys. I know they didn't score on that ensuing possession, but he cost his team an opportunity to put up points. So, Xavier Gibson costing 2 franchises a win in this year is just, it's too many. Shouldn't have been on the team.
Unreal. Let's do one more call, ladies and gentlemen, and then I'm going to stay on for the rest. This is our only show today, a little Black Friday special, and the guy that gifted Dylan his membership is on the line.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course.
Bobby!
Hi, Jake. Hi, Dylan. You see how it's so great? I cooked Michael turkey. We only got a 3-pound turkey. It was without the bones in it, right? It was an easy turkey. It tasted great, though. My cat went so berserk over the turkey. She ate a lot of turkey yesterday.
Really?
Even before I cooked it, she's standing up on top. She's trying to get to it on top of the stove. But when me and Michael lived together, we had 2 cats, and I had a whole bird cooked, and we put it on the round table in the living room. They didn't bother with it. They just, I couldn't believe it. I thought they were going to destroy it. But I'm happy you got the membership, and there's one person I'm not happy that got the membership.
We don't need to say who it is, but thank you, Bobby.
I'm going to say it. I'm
going to say it.
You know, I rub my mouth. I don't care. Indy
I love it.
You're not a fan of Indy? I thought you guys cleared the air.
Nope.
Shoot.
When was the last time you spoke with Indy?
A long time ago.
Wow, so this has been a feud for a while.
Yeah. So,
what
Jake,
don't you like about Indy?
How was your Thanksgiving, Jake?
I'll tell you about it. What don't you like about Indy, though?
Oh, he just puts everybody down. That's all I don't.
You think so?
Yeah.
So
what do you have? Good stuff.
I had some steak yesterday. I did have a.
Oh, right. You don't go with the chicken. You go with the steak. That's
I don't go with the chicken either.
I meant the turkey. The turkey. That's what I mean.
Yep. I had some stuffing. I had some potatoes. You know, I had some pumpkin pie.
Yeah, we did too. Okay.
Now tell me more about Indy Jets. What specifically has he said to you recently that we need to be aware of?
He says a lot of nasty stuff about everybody and puts everybody down.
I know he's a big Justin Fields truther, so that's my knock on him.
No, that's not the reason why.
Indy says, Bobby, you don't like me. Oh, man.
Oh, man, I don't give a shit about you.
Whoa. Hey, now, Bobby packing some fight.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Angela says, Indy does have terrible jet steaks, but a good guy, Bobby.
All right, whatever. Well, maybe I apologize to him. I'm sorry, Indy Jets.
Maybe I'll apologize.
That quick, you're apologizing already?
Yeah, you know me, Jake.
Where's the fighting spirit?
I don't know. It's Thanksgiving. It's Christmas.
You're supposed to be an angry Irishman, I thought.
So your friend is doing the other show in the afternoon. Who I called in yesterday's show.
Yes, Ty is on right now with Bart Scott. That's
I
was solo today.
Do you like what I said on the show yesterday?
Yeah, you had a great call. Appreciate the nice words you said.
You should have your own ESPN show. I think he would do good. And I'll check out the comments, what they write about you, and I'll take
Jay says, speaking of comments, he says you need to shower. You gonna hop in the shower today, Bob?
I have to go backwards to shower, yeah.
What do you mean you have to go backwards?
Well, I gotta put my right foot in. I can't get this thing wet.
Well, there's a way for you to shower without getting your foot wet, is there not? Why don't you wear like a plastic bag over your foot so no water gets in?
Well, I was thinking about that. Yeah, I got a plastic bag I could put on there.
Yeah, why don't you try and just clean yourself up?
Yeah, I've been, what's that called? Sponge bathing like I did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got a sponge bath from the nurse, Dylan.
25 says, I heard Bobby's turkey was extremely dry.
Bullshit on that.
25 says, Bobby must stink. Do you smell?
Well, not as bad as you do.
Ooh.
You got his ass. Well done. Hey, Black Gypsy says plastic bag and duct tape.
Yeah, that'd be duct tape.
Over your foot. Over your foot.
Yeah, so
get the body part right. It's not going anywhere but over your foot.
No, not over my head.
We're Jets fans, but it's not that bad, Bobby.
Yeah, I know. Right? And do you see that?
Hey, Frank wants to know if the sponge turned black and brown.
No, it was a nice sponge. It was beautiful sponge.
It was a nice sponge.
Yeah.
Past 10.
Oh, I think you were going to have Fireman Ed on today, Jake.
Well, it's a holiday, so I'm only doing one show today. I'm planning on doing a Saturday show to make up for the
that's
one show
tomorrow. So Chloe did she get her turkey too?
I was not with Chloe. I was with my dad's side of the family, but I'm sure she had a great Thanksgiving.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because the guy with the umbrella is your stepdad, right?
No, that's my dad.
Oh, that's your dad, and then the mother.
Guy with the umbrella.
Okay, yeah. Well, he gave me one for free.
Yeah, that was my dad.
Yeah, I like your dad and your mom. They're cool people.
They're big fans of yours.
Remember when you had the show on ESPN? They were in there, and I stuck up for you.
Yeah,
she appreciated that, and Zach too. So
yeah, you gotta let the haters hate. That's what they do. These trolls.
Well, what is that expression say? If you don't have haters,
you ain't
popping. Hey, you know, perfect segue. I'll play Dylan out properly here because today's the anniversary of one of the worst moments in Jets history. First ever Black Friday game. End of the first half. Jets only down 10-6.
Yes.
Tim Boyle drops back, throws a 99-yard
and the
pick
guy
six,
ran over.
And the first commercial right after that was
play coming up for this defense.
Coach Saleh now looking over his call sheet, trying to protect his lead. Never hurts to double check the coverage, Joe.
Whatever he's seeing, he sure looks happy about it.
And what another stop for this unbreakable defense.
Coach is loving it.
Man, that's how you protect. You guys too. It's a way to protect.
Defend your smile.
Nothing worse than that sequence
crazy.
From that debacle into that commercial. I wanted to shoot myself in the face. Oh my God, was that the worst ever?
That's worse than any of the Whopper, Double Whopper commercial cuts that the NFL could have possibly done. That is the worst timing. And whoever got paid to air that commercial, kudos to you. Chef's kiss to you, because 31 other teams got a pure laugh out of that, because we were the only team on television. Like, we were the only Black Friday game. And I think it's pretty telling that they stopped putting the Jets in standalone games after that.
It's unreal. And you know what's funny too? The Jets, they wanted the NFL to make Black Friday like their thing every year. Like, they volunteered to always play a Black Friday game. And the NFL watched Tim Boyle play quarterback for the Jets and have a 99-yard pick six the other way, the Hail Mary. And they're like, yeah, we're not going to do that. So you know what they did the following year? They put Mahomes and the Chiefs on Black Friday. And today you have the Eagles and the Bears. So, yeah, I would say we're not going to see the Jets on Black Friday for a while.
You're telling me Caleb Williams versus Jalen Hurts is more entertaining to them than to Rod Taylor and Kirk Cousins? I mean, It's hard to argue with their logic, but I still think the Jets deserve Black Friday.
God, that was the word. The only good thing about that day was I was offered like unbelievable seats. I think I got one of my friends offered me like a couple tickets in like a jet suite at MetLife for the game, and I said no. I'm like, I'm not going. I'm like, I'd rather sit home, watch the game, not deal with the insane amount of. There's traffic always with MetLife, but Black Friday traffic after that type of game, that debacle. Oh my God, that would have been a nightmare.
It would have been the worst, but luckily we're smart enough to watch games from the viewing pleasure or displeasure of our homes.
That is correct. And Dylan, before you go, now's the time for you to do a backflip through your orange wall.
All right, but I got to talk at like 4 times speed before I do it. So everybody can follow me at Dylan Tereman on YouTube. No, Dylan Tereman on YouTube. I appreciate everybody. I'm almost at 1,200 subs. We're less than 10 subs away from 1,200. I would really appreciate that push. We got the Dylan Tereman Football Show, which is like the basic, I guess, flagship show of the channel, talking all things Jets draft, whatever, live and pre-recorded. Then we have Believe in Jets, which is the audio format of most of those shows, game recaps, game previews specifically. And then we have a new segment that I just came out with last week, Draft Talk with DT. DT with DT. We talked about our top 5 quarterbacks, and I gave an honorable mention. So really my top 6-ish quarterbacks for the class. Not talking about declarations or anything like that yet, just raw, watching the film, what I saw, and putting those guys on a big board. So go check that out at Dylan Tereman on YouTube and Believe in Jets, BLEAV, on podcasts and Spotify.
Let's go. Dylan, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Jake.
What are you guys' opinion on me doing a backflip through this orange wall?
Pretty amazing, man. Nice of Mad Max to lend his home to Dylan to conduct this weekly conversation on the channel. Fronsky writes in, Frozansky. I think it's Frozansky. Hello, Frozansky. Thank you for the super chat. I was there for the butt fumble. No more national TV games for me after that one. Yeah, the Jets haven't exactly distinguished themselves on Thanksgiving weekend too many times. They've done the opposite. Butt fumble was on Thanksgiving night, the night game. And then the Fail Mary was on the first ever Black Friday game. God. Great super chat, Frozansky. Appreciate you. Hey, I want to shout out everyone who's purchased some merch. I'm getting the alerts here. I'm catching up on it. I want to apply everything to the raffle. Huge shout out to Charles Perkins, who purchased a doggy bandana, earning a couple raffle tickets. So shout out to you, Charles. I got you accounted for in the raffle. Charles Perkins. I'm not sure what username that is, so you'll have to let me know if you win. But you're in the raffle for 3 after your purchase. Again, Black Friday sale. Every money you spend during the show will go towards the Wayne Corbett signed helmet raffle at the end here. And for Zansky, I got you in for 2 as well. I'm going to get back to your calls. A little Black Friday special here. We opened the show talking about Fields' comments about being benched. We also covered the ridiculous lie by Jerry Jones, or just him being senile and not realizing what he said, that the Jets apparently would have received a first and Micah for Quinnen, which did not happen. I mean, literally, this did not happen because Jerry Jones in September said it was Williams and picks for Micah, which the Jets rightfully said no. Imagine the Jets didn't have their first rounder this year. Now, I guess maybe they would have got 2 of them back in the Sauce deal if it played out the exact same way, but I don't think so. Frank says, oh, bleep, Jake, forgot to use the code. Did you just buy merch, Frank? Looks like you did. Let me see if I could work with it after the show, Frank, and apply the discount retroactively. I'll work on that for you. Anyway, let's get to more of your calls, shall we? And Frank, I will count you in the raffle, though, if you just want more entries instead of using the code. Totally up to you. More calls, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline, up next is...
You know what Bobby said to the nurse when she first came in for the sponge bath?
What was that?
I'm so glad to see you. My undercarriage is filthy.
Oh, my God.
That's what any man who can think on his feet would say, right?
By undercarriage, just the visuals I'm having. I don't know if I want this.
Just a lot of good fun for Black Friday, Jake.
Nothing like it. Nothing like it.
Yeah, I was. I actually took advantage of the sale the other day. I got myself a gray quarter zip.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna retroactively put you in this raffle for that.
Oh, thanks. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the return to office, but at least I'm going to have stuff to wear.
Yep.
So, you know, a lot of quarterbacks talk today, and rightfully so. I get what you're saying about Fields. Like, didn't seem like he was taking advantage of his last opportunity. It does seem that way to the fans. Like, it was no desperation. And then he was kind of whining about being benched a little bit and seeing himself as the starter. It's like he's not watching the tape or you know, seeing the same game that we are. You know, the guy simply was leaving too many plays out there on the field. I don't know how he could still feel that he deserved to be the starter for this team. It's really that simple. And the other thing that you guys were discussing about, and I agree wholeheartedly that I do think that more is going to come out. I know that he had told people, and McShay has said this on a show, that he had it on good authority he was going back. But you have to come out when your value is at its highest, and he's never going to have any higher value than he has right now. More. So it makes total sense for him to come out when he's going to be a top 5, 6, 8 pick, because that dwarfs the NIL money, right? It doesn't make any sense for him to stay in, unless he thinks he can win a national championship, and I don't know if anyone else feels that way, right? Like, that's kind of my take on it, and I'll feel a little bit better about this class if more is in it. To be frank with you, I would feel like we probably wouldn't have to move to get a guy that we'd be comfortable with if that's the case. What are your thoughts on it?
I agree with you. And like, if Dante Moore goes out there and he potentially leads Oregon on a deep playoff run, right? They could even win the national championship game. He's going to go back to school. Why? Like, there's just so much unknown. And if he's projected as a top 10 pick, I get it. He's going to make money in NIL. He's not making over 40 million guaranteed, which is what he'd be if he's a top 5 guy. You know, like, his stock may never be higher. And if he goes back to school, who's to say that he has the same year, doesn't get hurt like Drew Aller did? There's just too many unknowns. I don't care how much NIL he'll make on 1 year. If he's projected as a top 10 guy, he's going to come out. So I also think part of this too, next year's class is always better. Well, if that's true, why would he want to stick around when he could be a top 10 pick right now and deal with all the other quarterbacks like Julian Sayin and Arch Manning and whoever else emerges? Like, if you have a chance to be a top 10 pick right now and make 40 million guaranteed, which is what he would be, which is what he would get, why would you stay in school for another year? Seriously.
Right. And my last thought on that is, I wouldn't be surprised if they double dipped on quarterback in the middle rounds either, because some of these guys have slipped and that were highly rated going into the year that are going to go on day 2 and day 3. One of these guys is going to end up showing out. I don't know who it is, but if they can evaluate and they can find that guy, all the better to have that guy on the roster as a little bit of insurance.
Absolutely.
I appreciate your time, Jake.
Kyle, great call on Black Friday. Well done. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. More of you want in on the conversation. Let's say hello to this guy.
Holy shit, look at that beard. He has a beard, he's the man. Ain't no Santa Claus. Papa Jet loves the Jets. He's one handsome son of a bitch. It's Papa Jet.
Hey, Jake, how you doing?
Papa.
How was Turkey Day for you?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. I was a little tired because I've been doing the morning radio show the last 2 days, so I didn't have my usual energy, but it went well.
I saw the picture of your spread there. It looked pretty good.
A lot of steak, which is all I care about.
Yeah. Hey, and I totally agree with Kyle there. You know, at the beginning of the season, it was who was it? Klubnik, Nut Miser or whatever the hell his name is, and Sellers, right?
Yep.
And now it's Moore, Simpson, and Mendoza. So that's telling me the best quarterback of this draft is probably somebody we're not even talking about right now. You know,
It's a crapshoot. There's no perfect quarterback prospect. If it was an easy position to evaluate, every team by now would have a good quarterback.
Right. And a couple days ago, I don't know when it was, but it was Purple Belt Mike called in. I think it's when you had Nick on. And he was like adamant, like, I think as far as tanking, so you don't have to give up your assets. But, with Allen was the third quarterback drafted in that draft, and Jackson was the fifth, right? So, I mean, whether you draft 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, it's like you said, it's a crapshoot, And as far as the assets go, I think Nick was right. I mean, if we don't use them early in the draft, we're going to use them somewhere, whether to move up, from the 28th spot right now to middle of the round or second back into the first, So I'm done with tanking. I told you my story with the Sabres. So where we end up, let Muji worry about it, because if we do get our Allen or Burrow or Jackson, we ain't going to care what we gave up to get them. So I'm just going to have faith in my GM. And I think he's doing pretty good right now, even with the, the Quinnen trade and the Sauce trade. If they were just the draft picks, I think everybody would have said, good job, but he also got, he got two players too, two flyers, maybe Mitchell can stick around. I don't know about that Smith. Who is it? Maisie Smith or whatever. But I mean, for him to even get two players out of that too, I think that's a good job. So I'm on the Muji train. That,
you believe in the Mooj.
We got no other choice, Jake.
I love it.
Believe in them until you don't,
Big. I almost called you Big Cho because I was thinking of your beard being very Santa Claus like. Papa, we might need you to give us a ho 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 because this is all we have right now from Big Cho.
Ho ho ho, Big Cho.
Like if anyone should be Santa Claus, it's got to be Papa Jet.
When I saw that, I laughed my ass off. Big Cho. I'll practice. We'll do it in December sometime.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, and I'll be buying something sometime today off the site too.
You got it. If you do it during the show, I'll get you in this raffle for the Wayne Corbett helmet that we're doing. If you're interested.
Okay. Have a good one, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guy Papa Jet. Great call from Papa. We're presented by my friends at Ridge Wallet. If you need a last-second gift, now that it's officially the holiday season, why not purchase a Ridge Wallet? And I was using my Ridge Wallet yesterday. I used to have one of those like big wallets, the George Costanza-like wallets for any Seinfeld fans out there. Then Ridge sent me their brand new Ridge 2.0 wallet, and it's awesome. There's room for money clips, cash straps, AirTag attachments. It's customizable. They're sending me a jet one. Right now I have one of their titanium black ones that you see on the screen. It holds 12 cards plus cash. Comes in more than 50 different styles. Again, they have every NFL team, MLB team, bunch of college teams. So you could rock your Ridge wallet to the next Asmaniac event. You get RFID protection, a built-for-life warranty, and more than 100,000 five-star reviews. Ridge is proven to be the best wallet for you. Their huge holiday sale. I mean, it is Black Friday, right? It's happening right now. Go to ridge.com, promo code Asman, ridge.com/Asman. That also works. Click the link in the description. Take advantage of their biggest sale of the year. And after you check out again, make sure you say you heard about Ridge from the Jake Asman Show. Shout out to Ridge for being today's sponsor. Home stretch of calls here. Only show on the day. We got our Black Friday sale rocking and rolling. So if you buy an item from the store, well, guess what? For every $1 you spend and you get 30% off with code Black Friday, we apply it towards the Asmaniac raffle as well. More calls. Ladies and gentlemen, this next guy was a big star at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to say hello to the Beast.
It's turkey time!
Gobble, 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 gobble.
Beast! Beast? Oh, he's sleeping. Beast! Wake up! It's turkey time.
It's turkey time.
Gobble, 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 gobble. Beast, wake up. Beast. 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 All right, folks, cover your ears. Here's your warning. We're sounding the alarms.
Somebody go ask for it. Put the dog in, please stop on the yard, man. Your head. How do you figure? My horse is shooting. See, I knew it. I knew something was not right. Well, if a horse shoots, bring him back and I'll shoot him again. I shot that horse. That's your problem, Lieutenant. Wrong. That's yours. So from now on, you better look me out before you walk. And there's one day you're gonna get a boot in your back. Huzzah! Yeah!
What's up, Beast?
Leave a message at the beep. Beep. I said leave a message at the beep.
I don't know what that means.
Leave a message.
I don't have a message.
Leave a message.
I don't know what that means. I mean, I suppose I know what it means. I just don't know how. I don't understand how I would leave a message here. What are you asking me?
I got gas right now. I just leave a message. Just get back to me later. Thank you. Oh. I got gas right now. Oh.
No. No. Most men shouldn't be allowed to vote either. I don't know why you guys get so hemmed up over one thing. Most people should not be allowed to vote. It's insane what we do here. I don't know, what is he eating? You look good, Beast. You look good. What I like about Beast is he's not over dramatic at all. He's not overly dramatic at all. I don't know. I don't know what you agree with me, Mike, but see, people we can agree on things. Even people who are vastly, uniquely, extremely different can agree on things. It was about Beast not being overly dramatic at all. What is the purpose of this? What's the point in this? Why are you doing this?
I'm reading something right now.
You're reading something right now. Okay.
Nobody gives a shit.
All right, Jay, I want to talk Jets. If you're gonna do it, I'm gonna head out.
Let me get something straight here. We're gonna spend $3 billion next year on new talent.
$3 billion.
We're gonna find some new ways to get there. Yeah, it is. Because look at what we have. We have an expensive city. We have great people. But what we have to do is we're gonna have to cut some corners. We got to go get new meat because the meat that we have is very outdated, and it has to go in the garbage. I'm sorry. You can't rely on old meat. You need fresh, because if you don't start learning to spend the money wisely, you're gonna get kicked in the ass, and you're asking for more. I'm just trying to put a point out that $3 billion will be enough. It will hold us for a good while. All we need is eight players, 8 fresh new players, and includes new cornerback, couple new guys on the O line, few new ones on the D line, and then just maybe for the love of Christ, I've been asking for a long time, put 2 new ice baths in the locker room. It's not hard.
Well said by Beast. I mean, what more could you ask for? Ice bats, 8 new players, $3 billion spent, and the New York Jets playoff drought is ending. Let's get some more of your calls right now. Let's check in with a guy who always has plenty to discuss. Ladies and gentlemen, you already saw him. Time to say hello to
What up, Jake? How was your Thanksgiving, my man?
It was not bad. It was solid all around. I am a little tired today and yesterday because of getting up so early to do 4 hours of sports talk, but I'll drink some caffeine and watch the Islanders in person today, so I'm excited about that.
Oh, you going? They play at the what's the name of that place now?
UBS Arena. It's next to Belmont.
UBS Arena. Yeah.
I haven't been this year yet to a game, so they're playing a 4:00 game today. So I'll be watching the football on the phone and watching the Islanders in person.
You gotta go to the game. See, I went to a Nets game with Nate last year. The Knicks were playing, and like OKC was playing Cleveland. There's a game like a big nationally televised game, and the Knicks were playing. So I'm at the Nets game with Nate, and literally half the people are watching one of the other 2 games on their phone. So you're gonna go to the Islanders game, pay a lot of money, I would imagine, presumably, to watch the Islanders, and then watch a football game on your phone.
Well, I mean, I'll have it up. See, the beauty of football is, if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of downtime in between plays and commercials, so it's not hard to kind of follow along while you're watching a game. Plus, hockey has 20-minute intermissions twice, so it's 40 minutes right there. Of
20-minute intermissions?
Yeah, and intermission is 20 minutes long.
Wow, that's longer than a football halftime. A pro football and college football is 20 minutes. Yeah. NFL is 15-minute intermission, right? A 15-minute halftime?
I think it's like 15 minutes. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. That's a lot of breaks. It's a lot of breaks.
A lot of people are saying, by the way, that you're scared of Beast. I'm seeing this from Peter Castro here.
People say things like, yes, I'm scared of Beast. It's not even a sensible comment.
Black Gypsy says Gary is.
Come on the screen, Black Gypsy. How was your Thanksgiving, my man? I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Come on the screen. Come join us, Black Gypsy.
Hey, Black Gypsy bought a hoodie. I just got the alert. Black Gypsy, I got you. You're in the raffle for your hoodie here. Nice job using the promo code Black Friday and getting some swag here during the show. And by the way, Jordan Powell became a Patreon member for the entire year. Jordan Powell, well done. I'm putting you in the weekly raffle for 10. Make sure you join the Discord, Jordan, now that you're in there.
See, I was trying to watch this show and watch the Mississippi Ole Miss game. Mississippi State Ole Miss game. Yeah, I'm not doing a good job at either one of them. I wanted to talk to Dylan, and then I guess he had to go. Was he at his parents' house, or where was he?
I'm trying to remember whose house. He was at someone's house in New Jersey.
Okay.
Parents, it could be cousin.
So I had a couple of I want people's take. I want people to put their balls on the table here. And do you want the Jets to lose? Do you want the Jets to trade up from? What do you want? I want people's takes here, right? Like, I feel like I got a wishy-washy answer out of Blewett, and I didn't get an answer out of Frankie because he already left by the time I got on. Do you want to trade up for Mendoza? I want people to be held accountable here. Do you want to trade up for Mendoza?
I don't think it's a black or white yes or no. I need to know what the cost of moving up would be before I commit to it. If it's what the ESPN mock draft Matt Miller put out last week that we discussed, yes, I would do that deal in a second. If it costs instead of a second and 27, it's 3 total ones.
It's going to be a first because there's going to be other teams. We're not going to be alone in pursuing that pick, I don't think. But go ahead.
Well, if the trade is, let's say it's our first round this year, the Colts first rounder that we own, and one of the ones in 2027, I got to think about that. Whereas if it's 1, first round pick the Colts pick, our pick this year, and then next year's one of the 2027s, or it's a second rounder like it was in the mock, that I would do. It to me, it depends on what the cost would be and how many other quarterbacks are potentially available. So I don't even know if Mendoza's my top guy yet. Honestly, I like Dante Moore a lot when I watch him, but I don't know if he's coming out yet. So I'm kind of waiting.
Ty Simpson has a year of eligibility left. He's a redshirt junior. He could go back. I don't think he's going to. I think that would be insane if he did, but he could go back for another year. I told Nick Shine, we'll reassess this. They got the Ohio State. Indiana's got the Ohio State game coming up. Then they got the playoffs. He'll play some really good teams, and we'll reassess them after that. The problem with that is like Justin Fields. You're a Justin Fields hater, by the way. Like, it didn't work out, but you're a Justin Fields hater. But you're just hating at this point. He played so well in that Clemson game. He looked like the best quarterback in the country in that Clemson game where he beat Trevor Lawrence. And then obviously it hasn't worked out. But I wanted to touch on that. You're hating Trevor Lawrence isn't the leader. Trevor Lawrence, you're just hating on him. It didn't work out. I'm disappointed too, Jake. It was worse than any of us thought.
Trevor Lawrence or Fields? I'm very confused.
I'm losing my brain here.
Do you think he's been a good leader? I don't.
I don't think his leadership ability has lost us any games. That's what I would say.
I don't think he's had the fire for a guy that should be playing for his career, where the Jets gave him an opportunity to start with no competition whatsoever. And I just think for him to say that he was surprised he got benched just is completely tone deaf.
I agree. That is a little tone deaf. Like,
so that was my criticism.
Like, you think you were playing well? Like,
so how is that unfair? That's all I said.
Like, you're saying he's. Look, I'm not in the locker room. I'm not in the huddle. I don't know if he's a leader or he's not. He hasn't done anything to make me suspect that he's a poor leader. He hasn't gotten himself in trouble.
Has he done anything? His teammates. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I think he's a very good guy, and I like him as a human being. Like, I was really happy that he stuck it to Woody that day and played great in the Bengals win. Like, that was awesome. But like, do you think he's a good leader? Maybe he's not a bad leader. Has he impressed you with the intangibles that I believe you need to have to be a successful NFL quarterback in this league?
He seems to me, from his play on the field, from what I loved him in college, he seems to have lost a lot of confidence. He does not seem to play with a lot of confidence, and that I think that comes off. I think like when the leader doesn't have confidence, I do think that kind of radiates off to everybody else, right? The one thing like Buffalo said about Josh Allen his rookie year when he wasn't very good was that he was extremely confident and he took all responsibility. If anything went wrong, it was on me. It was none of you guys. I don't see Justin Fields deflecting responsibility like Zach Wilson did, but I also don't see him taking it, absorbing it, saying it's on me. It's on me. Saying I'm surprised I got benched is it's extraordinary. Really? You're surprised? I'm your biggest fan. I wanted this to work out. I wanted him and Glenn to work out more than anybody. You got a born-again Christian from Texas as your head coach. You have a born-again Christian as your quarterback. Me, personally, I wanted this to be the regime that worked out. They both got to go. It didn't work out. It's a disaster. For him to say that, I agree. It's like, I don't know what I'd just say. I was horrible, and the coaches made the decision that they made. I fully understand.
You're saying everything I said earlier. How am I a hater? We agree.
I don't know. I was halfway watching that Ole Miss game.
If you rewind and watch the show, everything you just said, I literally said. Like, I'm like that. You would completely agree with everything I said. I'm not a hater. I'm calling it how it is. Exactly what you just said.
All right. Maybe you're not. Maybe not. I only heard bits and pieces. That's my bad. Speaking of hater, though, Bobby, don't be upset that who is it? Indy Jets fan got a membership. Don't be upset that something good happened to someone you don't like. Be happy for him. It doesn't harm you in any way that Indy Jet fan got a membership. Don't be bitter. Being bitter is like taking a shot of poison and expecting that poison to negatively affect the other person. It doesn't work that way. When you're bitter, it's only harming self. And the last thing I want to talk about was the turkey. I think turkey is not the best meat, but it's really getting hated on this year. It's
so
like
many better meats. I mean, if you're ranking meats, turkey doesn't even make the top 10.
But people are talking about it like it's like disgusting, like roadkill. Like, turkey. It's like it's not. It's pretty good. Turkey's pretty good. Yes, steak, any type of beef, seafood, pork. I agree. Those things are all better. But let's not act like turkey. Eating turkey. People eat turkey sandwiches all the time, don't they? Let's not act like turkey is.
But it's a
like
different kind
vile,
of turkey.
disgusting.
Turkey on Thanksgiving is different than the turkey you'd get if you go to Jersey Mike's and get a turkey bacon sandwich from their store. It's not the same thing.
I'm
Or a
with
deli.
you. I'm with you that turkey's not great, but I just think that like this year, people are like the vice president came out and bashed turkey. It's like turkey's not bad. It's just there's just other things that are a lot better. Like I don't look at turkey and be like, oh man,
It's
this is
overplayed.
torture.
There's better meats out there. Ham's better. You could definitely sell me on steak is my move with my family. That to me is better than Thanksgiving turkey.
We did brisket and ribs too. I wasn't
Brisket would be
expecting
great. I'd love ribs.
We did brisket and ribs. It was good because no one really likes the turkey. When you have brisket and ribs, what's the last thing to go? The turkey. Everyone takes the brisket and the ribs.
Let me bring on my food guy. Get his thoughts here. Beast, do you approve of brisket and ribs on Thanksgiving?
What happened?
Brisket, ribs, Thanksgiving. Do you approve of it?
No, you don't eat brisket on that Thanksgiving. You're supposed to eat turkey. You know, but if you want to be different, you want to be different. That's fine if you want to be that way. But if you want to do it a different way, you can have prime rib or you can have honey ham. But I like my
all those things are better than turkey. I agree.
I already made my point. But I already made my point loud, clear, and very, 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 continental. $3 billion, 8 new players, 2 new ice baths, and we're going to do it the right way. And I mean, it's turkey time. Gobble, 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 gobble.
He's right. He's right.
$1 billion, $3 billion. We better win the Super Bowl, Jake.
$3 billion, but only 2 ice bats. I think we need to allocate some more funds for more ice bats in the locker room.
Yeah, if we're spending $3 billion, why are we going cheap on the ice bats? Let's get like 52 new ice baths, right? Like, why are we going cheap on the ice baths? That doesn't make any sense. Everyone gets their own ice bath. We're spending $3 billion. No reason to cheap out. I had something else too, but I think that's it. Oh, yeah, I miss my mom. My parents are in New York now, and I miss their Thanksgiving because they used to do the lasagna and the cannelloni. Like, we used to have like Italian food, and then like after you were done with all of that, then you'd have some turkey. That's what I miss. That's gone now.
What is the reference to this one from Jay here? Gary, you're going to congratulate Charles.
Well, I think we know what that's in reference to. Is
you got a
job? He made love. Not
to a pie.
To a pie.
Oh.
So now is he still a virgin? Was the debate? You want to weigh in on that, Jake?
I would say he would still be a virgin if that's the only thing he's made love to, because I've seen the movie American Pie, and Jim was still a virgin after he made love to the pie in the movie.
Facts. He was. And then what was the actress's name that he? We'll call
the redheaded actress.
No, the one that he had that he short circuited with in the bedroom.
Oh, I just remember her name in the movie was Nadia. I don't know the actress's name.
She was fantastic. She was an extraordinary actress. It's really, that's really all I got, Jake.
Well, you said a lot, Gary. I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thanks for having a show today. I'm gonna get back to half watching this Ole Miss Mississippi State game. That I'm
enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen. Gary.
$3 billion next year is perfect for a lot of reasons. Gobble, 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 gobble.
Incredible. Oh my God. Indy Jets, I saw that you bought a shirt for your grandson. I got you accounted for in the raffle for those 2 to get late. Doing a Black Friday sale in the merch store. If you buy an item during the show, I'm putting you in the daily raffle coming up here. You'll be in the weekly raffle too. I'm going to give away a signed Wayne Corbett helmet at the end here. All right, couple calls left. Let's say hello on the Gusbuster hotline to our newest Patreon member. Jordan has called in. What's up, Jordan?
What's up, Jake? Appreciate the shout out. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I got you in the weekly for 10, and make sure you join the Discord now.
Okay, thanks. How do I do that?
On the dashboard for the Patreon, when you log in, you'll see there's pinned links of like what you need to know. Just click the Discord one, and boom, you'll be right in.
Okay, cool. I already have Discord too, so I'll do that. Yeah, my wife actually brought it to my attention that it was on sale, so I was like, why not? You know.
Boom.
Plus, I watch your show every day anyway. But I kind of agree with your take about Dante Moore. I like Dante Moore as the best quarterback in this class if he was to come out. And I think it would be awesome if the Jets drafted him over Mendoza or Ty Simpson too. But I like Ty Simpson second. I think he would be good too. But, you know, these next few games for Mendoza is going to be a big test, you know, because if he goes out and balls out, you know, then it might be a different conversation. He might be quarterback one. But if he shits the bed, then I think that Ty Simpson, depending on how he plays too against these next few teams, especially in the playoffs, you know, it's just going to be a big test for all these quarterbacks, no matter who it is, actually. But also, another thing I wanted to say is that I want to see some consistency this week out of Breece Hall. I want to see another big game. I want to see him continue to run that rock how he's been, you know, finding the holes and getting explosive plays and getting in the end zone, man. That's the only thing about Breece. He doesn't get a lot of touchdowns. I want to see his touchdowns get up because he has a good back, man, and we need that, you know. And I want to see him continue to get better and put the team on his back, you know, because we don't have a lot of playmakers, especially with the new additions at receiver too. You know, we want to see them continue to make plays too. And I liked how Mason Taylor looked this year so far. And that's all I have to say, really.
That sweatshirt is sweet, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I actually got this as a Christmas present.
I'll tell you
It
what.
has my name on the back too.
Hell yeah. Let's go, Jordan. Looks good. Who got you that present? Your wife?
My father-in-law, actually.
Nice. That's a tremendous job by him.
Thank you.
Well, you have a great day, Jordan. Good call. I agree with you.
You too. Thanks, man.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Well, the Jets win Sunday. I'm actually going to pick them to win Sunday. I think they're going to win. I haven't picked the Jets in a while. I think it's going to be low scoring, like 20-16. I do think the Jets can get a win. And I like Dante Moore. I'm not saying I like him better than Mendoza, because I think Mendoza, I like the fact that he started like 30 games when it's all said and done. He's pretty good at Cal too, for what it's worth. I don't want the guy who's the most toolsy quarterback. I want the guy with the highest floor. You can call me a P word if you want, but I'm sorry. I don't trust the Jets to develop a quarterback. So give me the guy that has the highest floor already and is a good processor and is smart. And I think that's Mendoza when I watch him and when I listen to him. Really smart when you hear him talk. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Let's check back in with this man. Beast, everything okay?
Just a little bit. My left side right here. So it's giving me a little bit of pain, but I'll be okay. I'll be all right. But
have you thought about taking some Tums?
don't worry. I got an idea what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna try and lay low for a little while. I'm getting older, but it's just, you know, I've had a lot of stress the last couple of weeks and then working on top of it, trying to make money, but it's just, I already made my point loud and clear. My point was clear. We need 8 new players. We need new talent. And the reason why I say $3 billion is because we're also going to cut a little bit of pork out of that $3 billion and a little bit of the taxes too. Plus, some of that money we could also help donate to New York Jet communities and also help the New York City, help out a little around the city. Can we donate some of the funds potentially to the Asmaniac Fund? We want to do that because I want to put something back. I want to give something back because it's time. We want to do something right. I mean, look what we're doing right now. We're losing as much as we can, but we got to get it back. At least do something, something worthwhile. I mean, can we take about, let's say, I'll be fair here. Of the $3 billion, can we take, I don't know, let's take about 25 of the million from that and donate it to the Asmaniac Community Fund? Fuck yeah! Hell yeah! I'm like, hey, we got 43,000 fans that are New York Jet fans, and most of them are real. And why? Because they know we're a fighting team, and we got more of a fighting spirit. I mean, sure, our team is dog crap, but you know what? At the end of the day, 99.9%, you got to look at realization and also in terms. most of us that have grown up since the Namath, Richard Todd, Ken O'Brien, Boomer Esiason, Jeff Blake, Neil O'Donnell, Vintage Vinny, Chad Pennington, Mark Sanchez, Geno Smith, even, oh my God, the list of the names could go on and on.
Hey, Beast, Oregon Jets says, just fart, you'll feel better.
You got to wait. It's all about being patient. Didn't Obi-Wan Kenobi ever tell you? Patience. Learn that patience. See,
he would fart a lot, actually, on Tatooine. He would let it rip.
Well, I've done a lot in my life, but it's just I already said $25 million to help us out for the Asmanian community. Also, some other money will also help get some of our players. We want good players. I want that Mendoza kid. Oh, I want him. I got gas right now. I'm already trying to say the kid is a stud. He looks ready, but he's got to. If he wants to come here, let him sign one of these. Fill up the amount, whatever he wants. He's got to work for it. And when you come here, you can't sit on your ass. You got to work. You got to work real hard. That means work with your players, work with your teammates, also your peers, and also think about the community here too, because you just cannot rely on one person. You have to rely on everybody. That means.
Well said. Last chance to enter the raffle. Wayne Crabette signed helmet. If you're buying merch, you can get in the raffle that way. 30% off site-wide through Monday. Promo code Black Friday for our biggest discount ever. If you're a Patreon member, you get 20% year-round. But through Monday, a little Black Friday special is 30% on every item. Home stretch here. JJ, and then the Chuck Wagon will close. Hello, JJ.
What's going on, my friend? Yo, okay, how can we watch like a guy like George Pickens last night, right? And then still think to ourselves that Garrett Wilson is a true, number one receiver. I like Garrett Wilson, but I think that all I want for Christmas is for us to get a true number one big body receiver who can go up and catch the ball and run somebody over. And I think that.
Can I ask you this? You don't think that Pickens having this big game is also a byproduct of CD Lamb getting the number one attention from the corner that every game they play? Like you need.
I saw George Pickens do this. I saw George Pickens do this time and time again in Pittsburgh.
Okay, so compare his stats to Garrett and the quarterback situations. Like
yeah,
Garrett Wilson's a legit number one receiver. And I think they need a compliment to him 100%. But
do you think Garrett Wilson is a top 15 receiver in the NFL? Because I don't think he's top 15.
I do.
Over like a Puka Nacua, CD Lamb.
Name
the list goes
me
on.
14 wide receivers you rather have over Garrett. I don't think it's as easy as you think.
Puka Nacua.
Okay.
Devontae Adams again. He still looks lights out this year. George Pickens.
Are we factoring age into this?
I'm talking about the top 15 guys right now. So
okay, I'm just asking you because Devontae Adams is 32. So I'd rather have Garrett Wilson right now than Devontae. If you're saying right now at this moment, then sure, Devontae's a better player. Continue.
Okay, you made me lose track of who I've said so far.
You said Nacua, you said Devontae. Go on.
Okay, so let me start from the beginning. Puka Nacua, and this is not in any order. Puka Nacua, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CD Lamb, George Pickens. Give me AJ Brown. I like Tyreek Hill if he was healthy still. I think he's better. I think you don't think Tyreek Hill is better than Garrett Wilson?
Well, he's not healthy. He's 33 coming up now, a major leg injury. So no, I would not take him over Garrett Wilson.
Okay, well, a healthy Tyreek Hill, I would still take over Garrett Wilson. I like you're gonna disagree with me. I like Rashid Rice. I watched him this weekend again. I still like.
Got Patrick Mahomes throwing to him.
He's really good. He's a really good football player.
And by the way, Garrett's still better than Pickens too. But continue.
You think how is he better than Pickens? You've never seen. Yo, Jake, stop. You're being
the game yesterday. Why are you acting like Garrett Wilson is not one of the better young receivers in the league?
He's a good young receiver. Okay, hold on. Let me keep going.
He's better. It's your opinion. You're
let me keep going. What's the guy's name in Seattle? Why am I drawing a blank right now?
Jackson Smith and Jigma.
I like him. I like this new kid. I think he's going to be better than Garrett Wilson. Amike Njikbe. In
You don't
Tampa?
even know how to say Emeka Ibuka's name. He's not better than Garrett, but go on.
All right, Jake, you're going to tell me no one's better than Garrett. But the point is, I think that Garrett is.
You're struggling to come up with 15 obvious names. I've told you, like, if you say Jamar Chase and you say, Justin Jefferson or Puka Nacua or Devontae, I'm going to say yes. I think you're completely underrating Garrett Wilson.
Okay, how many people did I give you? 10?
I don't even know if you gave me 10.
I definitely gave you 10. I just named a whole bunch of people.
You didn't even say Amon-Ra St. Brown, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Add it up. You guys can help me in the chat. Add it up. I'm going off the fly here.
You didn't give us 15.
Okay. Yes, because you told me to do it.
Is a top 10 wide receiver.
There's no way he's top 10 if we just name Justin Jefferson. Okay, I'll give you 10 right now that you cannot dispute. You agree with Justin Jefferson. You agree with Jamar Chase. You agree with AJ Brown. You agree with Amon-Ra St. Brown. You agree with Puka Nacua. You agree with Jackson Smith. What's his name? Jackson Smith Ajigma. You would agree with who did I say before? Tyreek Hill, right?
I would not agree with Tyreek Hill. I would have go look at his season that he had before this year. He had a down year. He's old.
Jake, come on.
JJ, Tyreek Hill, 2024 stats. Let's pull them up for you. They were not very good.
It was not a good. He didn't have consistent quarterback play either. And I know you're going to say
he had worse stats than Garrett. He played 17 games last year, had 959 yards receiving, and he scored 6 touchdowns. Now look at Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson had a better year.
He did have one better year. All right. Anyways, I want to get to my next point.
Well, what is your logic though? You haven't given me the amount of receivers you said you were going to.
Yeah. Well, let me call back when I write. I'm going to write them all down and I'll call back and I'll give you a short fire list.
You call in with a hot take and you're not prepared to even argue said hot take.
Yeah, I'm not prepared because I'm not prepared. I'm just calling them on fly. But hold on. This is another hot take. If freaking Jerry Jones offered Micah Parsons to the New York Jets for Quinnen Williams and a first-round pick, and we didn't take it, that's ridiculous to me. And I know that you guys are trying to say that, that would be stupid for the Jets to do, but I think Micah Parsons is worth Quinnen Williams in a first-round pick. Micah Parsons is probably going to go down in history as one of the greatest defensive players of all time if he stays on the trajectory that he's on. And Quinnen Williams is going to be looked at as a decent, solid player. I don't think anyone's going to say Quinnen Williams deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. We already know that Micah Parsons is, if he continues the way he's playing, he'll definitely be a first ballot Hall of Famer. If Quinnen Williams,
that deal was not real though, right? Like once again, if you saw the show, when Jerry went on ESPN New York and talked about it, he said, asked by Myers if the Cowboys were interested in star defensive tackle Quinnen Williams, Jones confirmed that Williams was the Jets player he was looking to acquire along with pick in his proposed trade.
And that's what I'm saying.
Not the other way around.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the Jets should have given the Cowboys a first-round pick and Quinnen Williams for Micah Parsons.
No. Come on. If the Jets did not have their own first-round pick and they had Micah Parsons right now, where would they be? Who's playing quarterback next year? Micah Parsons able to play quarterback?
Hindsight is always 20/20, but they could always do what they just did. Trade Sauce Gardner, trade for first round picks. You can always trade other things for first round picks.
Yeah,
you could have traded Brees.
Picks are nowhere near where they would need to be to even get one of the top.
You could have packaged a couple.
They make those deals. By the way, if you acquire Micah Parsons and give him the highest contract ever given to an edge rusher, which is what Green Bay did when they acquired him, you're not going to then go into a rebuild where you're trading away Sauce and Quinnen and making your defense worse. That wouldn't make any sense either. Those trades wouldn't have happened
if you trade Micah Parsons, right? I mean, if we would have got Micah Parsons, right, then we would have flexibility to get rid of Jermaine Johnson, who I love, is my favorite player on the team. Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald. You could have packaged them.
What?
No, I'm saying you could have packaged them for picks. Because you don't need Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald if you have Michael Parsons.
You do need them though. You can't just win with just one pass rusher and nobody else.
It's not just one pass rusher, but did you see who did JJ Watt have with him on the Texans when he was going crazy, or who did Aaron Donald have when he was going crazy? Albeit
Whitney
they do
Merciless. Go look at Whitney Merciless's stats. He was a 10+ sack a year guy every year. You don't just throw that after who JJ Watt had. Whitney Merciless I covered him in Houston. He was a multi-time Pro Bowler.
He's good, but he wasn't like
you're not going to have Micah Parsons next to JJ Watt. That's not realistic.
That's what I'm saying. And Will McDonald is not that good for us to be like, oh, we need him.
Yeah, but you're saying if you have Micah, then you could trade JJ and you could trade away Will McDonald, and you also wouldn't have Quinnen in this scenario. The Jets would not be a better team.
Yeah, but we have this new kid that
you've had a lot of awful
How is
calls.
this? Wait. How is this a dumb call to say that getting Michael Parsons means we don't necessarily need Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson? Michael Parsons
you then also wouldn't have Quinnen. So it's like having Quinnen on the Jets with no one else around him, which is what it became here.
So tell me why when we had Quinnen, Will McDonald, and Jermaine Johnson, we didn't get any. We had barely any quarterback pressures with all three of them, and now you're saying not having them is the dumbest call you've ever had? That doesn't make sense.
No. That alone is not why this is a dumb call. Stay with me. Steve Wilkes, I think, has done a bad job. And to your point, the talent on the team, they should have been better defensively. It's why I think it's a schematic issue that a defense that 2 years ago was top 3 in the league in every category is now one of the worst units in the league, despite most of the same players still being here, 8 of the 11 starters returning. My point to you is if the Jets had done this deal and did not have their first rounder this year, they would have no path to getting a quarterback. You then followed up and said, well, no, I could trade McDonald and I could trade Jermaine. One, you're not going to get first rounders for either of those players. And two, you're not going to.
Yeah, you can get a first round pick. If you say, take here, I'll give you Jermaine Johnson and
Teams called about McDonald and Jermaine. The Jets were not offered a first. They wanted a 2 and then some for Jermaine. No team.
No, but I'm saying if you packaged him. If you packaged him with another player, then you possibly could have gotten a first round pick.
Up your nose to spite your face.
The team sucks either way, Jake. I don't understand.
Stuck with Micah Parsons and have no path to getting a quarterback is my point.
I think if Micah Parsons was on this team right now, would have a significantly better defense, even with removing Quinnen Williams and Will McDonald.
Defense would be better, and they still wouldn't be winning. We've seen what this looks like. They won 7 games without a quarterback twice. It wouldn't have mattered.
I wanted to make one last point and then I'll leave you alone for the rest of the day. Also, I love Gary. Gary's my favorite caller, but I disagree with him about turkey. Turkey's nasty, and the only way you can make turkey edible is if you stuff it with butter and stuff it with a whole bunch of stuff. If you got to do that much things to a meat to make it taste good, then it ain't that good. Steak, you just put a little bit of salt and you're good. I digress. I think that Dante Moore is a good quarterback. I think Mendoza is a good quarterback. I think Ty Simpson's a good quarterback. But I don't think any one of them are worth giving up a first round pick to draft up for. So I think we should let the chips fall where they may, evaluate, see who we like the most, right? And if it is the fact that we like Mendoza the most, right, and we have to trade up a first round pick to get him, then I don't think that he's our guy because there's no reason. I read a comment, and this comment was kind of mean, but I thought it was funny. Somebody said anytime Mendoza speaks, they think that he got hit with the tism a little bit. Now, I can understand why they say it. It was mean that they said it, but I can see kind of why. Mendoza reminds me of Mad Max a little bit. If Mad Max was a quarterback, he would be Mendoza after every game. However, I do like Dante Moore. I do like Ty Simpson. I do like Mendoza. I don't think we have to trade up to get either one of them, though.
Opinion on me doing a backflip through this orange wall?
JJ, what's up with you? How you doing?
Yo, are you related to Mendoza in any way?
No.
Okay, let's pretend. Let's pretend real quick. All right, let's pretend that you played college football and you just won a huge game and I'm interviewing you after the game. All right, so Mad Max, you just came off a historic performance. You just had 3 touchdowns, threw for 300 yards and rushed for a touchdown. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. All glory to God. All glory to God for the win. You know, we're gonna play good in the road. We're gonna beat the next team. Everyone is one win at a time. We got to play good. We got to play competitive. But if I was a college football quarterback,
wait. All I want, Gator, do me a favor. I know Gator doesn't like me, but Gator, side by side that to Mendoza's last press conference after his win, and let's just compare. I'm telling you, Mad Max and Mendoza are the same human. All right, Mad Max, I gotta go. I love you, brother. I want to see you this week at the football game too. I'm gonna be there. I want to see you. So we got to meet up. Everyone,
Sounds
God
good.
bless, and have a good one.
Sounds good, JJ.
If Mad Max ain't yapping about Jets, that boy, he's jamming. He's slamming, freaking dancing, wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stopped yapping, that boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
Bastard. reviewing, doing a little homework here, and also checking some gas right now and reviewages right now, please. I hope you all. I did not fart yet. I didn't even have anything yet. I'm just trying to let the stomach do its course. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. I hope you're all enjoying this Black Friday because knowing it's turkey time. Gobble, 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 gobble.
Well said, Beast. Hey, huge shout out to Papa Jet. He went off on this Black Friday. Saved himself $37 and purchased a sweatshirt, a hoodie. He got a Jake Asman show sweatshirt. He got an Asmaniac hoodie as well. A G5 shirt. Let's go. Papa Jet, I got you down in the raffle.
Ho, 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 big cho, cho, cho.
Papa Jet channeling his inner Santa Claus. I got you down, Papa Jet. Appreciate you. JJ and Mad Max there, man. What a weird back and forth that was. That was one of JJ's worst calls ever. He's had plenty of them. The Garrett Wilson take, that wasn't even the worst part. Like the Jets would be out of their minds to have traded their own one and Quinnen for Micah. And there's no way that the Jets were offered a one and Micah for Quinnen. They would have done it. And the Jets are way better off with what they got for Quinnen than Quinnen being on this team because they robbed the Cowboys. Quinnen's really good. You're seeing him back with Aaron Wycott, the D-line coach. They know how to use him. So it's an indictment on Wilkes, by the way, that Quinnen's all this on this game record again. We know he's good. It's an indictment on Glenn, too, by the way. It's on both of them. But they got a second and a one for Quinnen. That's great value. They got 2 1s and A.D. Mitchell for Sauce. It's great value. They need a quarterback. The Jets, by the way, if they made that deal, let's say, even if they got a first and Micah for Quinnen, they still would need a quarterback. But Jerry Jones, what he said today is just not true because what he said back in September was the total opposite. He misspoke. That's what happened here. He misspoke. The Jets are dumb. They're not that dumb. But they got offered Micah and a first for Quinnen. They would have done it. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, this man called into the radio show this morning. He's one of the all-time greats. He's a man we love. He's a man that we respect. He's the Chuck Wagon.
Chuck Wagon's always cooking, which it takes. Chuck Wagon's even cooking at the game. Chuck Wagon hates McDonald's, but he's headed home to cook. It's time once again for Chuck Wagon.
Hey, Beast, one thing for you. There's no patience when it comes to gas. You need to take that shit seriously. Just want to let you know. Jake, nice talking to you again. Great job this morning on the radio.
Thank you, Mr. Chuck Wagon.
I'm sorry that my call was crap. I was a little nervous, but, I wanted to show my support to you.
Well, I appreciate you calling in. I thought you did a nice job. It was a hypothetical scenario that I would hate if the Jets traded for Trevor Lawrence, but I appreciate you asking the question.
No, that was the one that they lose out and then they still trade back. Anyways, a couple of things. One, I know people keep saying turkey's good, turkey's bad. Any food at Thanksgiving is acceptable. It's all about eating with the ones you love. So that's where you have to go for number one. It's about the loved ones and your family.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course.
Bobby Midnight has called in. He wrote to me that he has something he would like to talk to you about, Chuck Wagon.
Yes, Chuck Wagon.
Yes, Bobby.
I think you were a little hard on Charles the other day. You care
okay
about him, but the question you did was kind of rude. That's all I wanted.
Is this a rumble?
No, not a rumble.
No, you just...
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
No, I think you care about Charles, but the way he phrased that, what about the job? That was, I wanted to jump in right away, but I didn't do it. But I thought about doing it today. But
yes, my delivery was, my intention was caring, but I probably delivered very poorly.
Yeah, that
I hear it. I hear it from my wife saying. My wife says, "Listen, I understand what you're trying to say, but other people do not get what you're saying." So yes, my delivery at many times in my life has been shitty. So again, the intent was good. Just my delivery probably wasn't the best.
I think you should apologize if you guys talk next time. That would be nice.
I have no problem doing that.
But you say you're from upstate New York, right?
Yes.
I lived in New York. I was born in the Bronx and moved to Queens. What part of New York are you? What?
I don't know what that cutaway was for.
I want to know it.
Not sure what that one was for either.
What part of New York are you from?
Saratoga County.
Ho, 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 big cho, cho, cho.
Oh, do you know a guy who does bad dog sports? He lives up in your area. He's a Giant fan. You know him?
What does he do?
He's a YouTube creator. He does the Giants and the Lakers. He lives up in your area.
No, he may. I would have to hear the name. Yeah.
Well,
he has a podcast or something.
No, he does his own YouTube channel, and then he does something else. He has a job, but this is his part-time job, which he's doing very well on it. So, no, I know you had the intention of being good, but the way you phrased that question about his getting, that was not nice. That's all I wanted to tell you. It wasn't a rumble. It wasn't a rumble, but yeah, you have to see when I'm a little pissed off Irishman sometimes. My bark is worse than my bite. All right. Well, no, you're a cool guy. But I wanted to make a competition between me and you. Who makes the best homemade macaroni and cheese?
Well, do you ever go to a game?
Yeah, I went last year.
Okay.
When Addison's birthday.
So I probably won't go to one for the rest of this year, especially because it's too cold.
Yeah.
But maybe for next year, if Jake does a home game.
Oh, he will.
And we both go.
Yeah.
What we all have to bring to the tailgate is exactly, and then we'll have everybody there. Let them taste it and let them decide.
That sounds like a good idea. Well, yeah, that would be good. Okay.
Jets, Jets.
What an ending there. I'm glad the Chuck Wagon and Bobby Midnight could clear the air. Bobby fighting a lot of fights today for other people. I love it. We got a fiery Bobby on Black Friday. Hey, how about this? From Rob Basil. It's his birthday. He says, got to get in the raffle. Hope I win on my birthday. Happy birthday, everyone in the chat. Wish Rob happy birthday. A 10 spot for the community. Hit it. And as is tradition on the show, Bobby Midnight wants to sing happy birthday to Rob Basil. Go ahead, Rob.
Hi, Rob Basil. Happy birthday, Rob Basil. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Rob Basil. Happy birthday to you. And you're a great guy. How's that?
I thought it was good. Jake Quest wrote in, nobody gives a fuck.
Well, Jake Quest, I don't give you. What you go play with your trains, okay? Play with your trains. That's what you should do. Play with trains.
Rob Basil enjoyed it. He goes, Bobby, my man, thanks. I appreciate you.
Because I like to sing happy birthday to everybody, That's what's the staple in the Jet community life right now. So, would you rather have a happy Bobby or grumpy ass Bobby?
I want a happy Bobby. I think you've been great. Yankees Rock, I guess, disagrees. He says, Bobby, worst call.
Well, Yankees Rock, won't you call in and let's have a chat with each other?
JJ says terrible singing voice. I disagree. I thought Bob killed it.
JJ, I love you. You know what? Is that
I don't know
RJ?
if that was. I don't think that was the JJ that called.
No, that's not the JJ. Go Dynamite, whatever. You know, on the Good Time station.
Oregon Jets said that your voice was beautiful.
Thank you, Oregon Jets. I do. You know who I'm going for tomorrow? Michigan over Ohio State.
Over the Buckeyes.
Yeah, because Buckeyes are number one. Notre Dame. I gotta take a nap tomorrow afternoon because you know what time the Notre Dame plays tomorrow night?
No, what time?
10:30.
Why are they playing so late?
Because they play in Stanford, California. But why couldn't they move it up to like 5 o'clock our time and 8 o'clock their time? I got it. I don't know. 10.
Also, Jay Quest is on delay, so his comment wasn't even related to you singing "Happy Birthday."
Oh, okay. I still love you, Jake. What's you know that? We love you.
Indy says you should go on America's Got Talent.
Thank you very much. Hey, Jake, before I leave, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, Bob.
Me and Michael never went to a basketball game. NBA. Ever. No.
And you're from New York. You've never been to a Knicks game.
No.
Not one time.
No. So that's why when you decide to have a meetup, we're going. Me and Michael.
A meetup centered around what specifically?
Like what you did last year, the New York
party.
Yeah. Well, no, you saw the game. Didn't you see a game last year?
Yeah, but what if? Oh, you're talking about a Knicks. I see what you're saying. Yes, we did a Knicks outing in March.
Yeah, outing. That's what it's called. Yeah, okay. We want to go. I never went to a basketball game, NBA. Never.
Well, when I pick a date, you and Mike, you should make the trip and come join us at the game.
Yeah, and we're going to stay at one night at a hotel down there in New York.
Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Don't stay at the hotel that Josh Hart stayed at.
Who, Josh Hart? What's wrong with that?
He stayed at a hotel in September, and news came out over the weekend. He was robbed of all his expensive watches.
Oh, yeah, we won't do that. No. We'll go down there. I never went to. That's weird. I never went to an NBA game. We went to a hockey game, of course, the Islanders, because my dad used to work for doctors that do the hands of the Yankees and the Islanders. We used to get free tickets all the time.
I have a clarifying comment from JJ. He says, to clarify, I never said Mad Max has tism. I said I read a comment that said Mendoza does. I said if that's Mad Max, if Mad Max was a QB, he'd be Mendoza. Okay.
I never got to talk to that kid, Mad Max. He sounds cool to me. He's funny.
He won't let you get a word in. Be careful.
Well, look at me. I never shut up.
You guys are perfect together. Maybe he's your love child.
Oh my God, no. We lost twins in the 3rd month. Then we had Stephanie. Stephanie's my
Maybe back in your partying days, you created a Mad Max and you don't even know.
Could be,
We know you're a loose cannon.
Yeah, you heard my stories back when.
I've heard all the stories from you.
I know. Everybody was surprised, but I was surprised what happened. Yeah, definitely. So you like me better now. Remember last year was on my period.
That was a while ago.
That was last year around this time.
No, I can't keep track of your period.
No, remember Santa Claus? Remember I said
I know you were mad at David T.
Well, I don't know. I apologize to my pal from Florida. You know who I really miss?
Who do you miss?
The other guy from Florida, the old man.
Keith Best.
Yeah, Pete Best. I missed that.
Keith, not Pete.
Oh, Keith. Yeah, that's right. Keith Best. He wasn't he a drummer on like a rock band? Keith Best. Or am I wrong? I might be wrong. But it was good to have you show. Tomorrow, what time about 12, 1?
Or maybe 10:30, 11ish if I do a Saturday
all right,
show.
I'll call in. I'll be happy. Happy, Bobby.
All right. Well, you have a great afternoon. All right, Bob?
Yeah. We're going to watch that game. I want. Who's playing Chicago again, too?
Philadelphia.
Oh, I want Chicago to definitely destroy Philadelphia. I want them to run all over. Okay,
I have my own YouTube show. If I'm awake, I'm going live. Ballistic has a show. Bobby.
What a call. Shout out to the late, great Keith Best. We continue to pay homage to Keith with the graphic that flashes the emoji we made for him during the show. And then we still got the Keith Best emoji, of course, keeping his memory alive on this channel. Hire John Gruden in the raffle for one. I'm in the middle of counting the names here, so we are nearing the end. Appreciate everyone who's entered. If you bought merch, you also qualified. So let me shout out Marvelous, who I see says he made my purchase and used the discount. Marvelous, I appreciate you, man. Marvin Rodriguez, a.k.a. Marvelous, appreciate you. Great choice, by the way. The Garrett Wilson t-shirt, can't go wrong. And a Jake Asman Show plastic tumbler. Excellent. Got you down for the raffle entries for that equivalency. Also, I want to shout out, again, Papa Jet, who had a huge order. And then moments ago, Christopher Mina. I don't know whose username that is in the chat, but whoever that is, reach out if you win. I got you down. And how about this? I'm counting the names here. And Bobby Midnight making it rain. Thanksgiving coming early for Bobby. Letting it rip. Bobby Midnight gifting another 5 channel memberships. Let's give you a great Bobby drop in honor of Bobby paying it forward to the community. He's lending his channel to Addison to run the Addy Show, and Addison is making Bobby copious amounts of cash on YouTube. So that's where Bobby's getting all this money from, clearly, right? Bobby, I got you down. You're in the raffle for 5 more. Wayne Corbett signed helmets, the prize coming up in moments. Frankie writes in, thanks for signing the new stadium petition, Jake. I'd love more Asmaniac signatures. Is there anywhere I could post a clickable link? You should be able to post it in the chat. I signed your petition, Frankie, to get the Jets a new stadium. I don't know if it's going to work, but anything I could do to support that cause, I'm all in. All right, are we caught up on everything? We got Rob's memberships in here. Marvelous, we got you. Hire John Gruden, we got you. I think we are all set. By the way, the following 5 people got a membership from Bobby. Freddie McKnight, This Is Low, Stan Philcox, Oscar the Grouch, shout out to Oscar, and the Italian Stallion. Love it. Rick Kent noticed that Bobby looks like he only shaved parts of his face. Well, we know shaving is not the strength of Bobby Midnight. That we do know. Dave says the Addy experience is making Bobby prosperous. Nice. It has to be. When Bobby's not live on his own, Addy takes over. All right, we're ready for the raffle shortly here. Need just a little more time to compile the entries, make sure everyone is accounted for. So what I'm going to do right now is play a short clip. At the end of the clip, we'll come on, we will spin the Wheel of Champions, and we will reward somebody a signed Wayne Corbett helmet. You have till the end of this video to enter, and then we'll spin the wheel, and again, someone will win a signed Corbett helmet. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Robbie Sabo does a tremendous job, but many are saying, what would happen if a second Robbie Sabo called in to talk Jets and provide a breakdown? Robbie Sabo 2 joins us. Hello, Robbie.
Hey, Jake. I've just lost on this team right now. The chat can kill me, make fun of my pale skin, my freakishly healthy hair, my subway sign that I stole from the 42nd Street stop just to confuse some old lady who pissed me off. All of those things said, I'm still confused about this Beast guy. So he lives in his attic, like alone or with his mom? He has all these awards and trophies, Jake. There's an opening at X Factor. I need a big guy like Beast to protect Fialco from all the ladies trying to help him through puberty. Poor kid is traded in his lunchbox and sippy cup for a Happy Meal. Go Jets and follow X Factor. Don't ask me for the web address. I don't know it. See you, Jake.
Thanks, Robbie, too. Robbie 1, your thoughts.
Who was that? How did that get done? Gator, you son of a bitch. Kudos. It's tremendous.
Gets me every time. All right. Let's see. Indy wrote in that Bobby wanted to give me 2 memberships. All right, Indy, you're a man of integrity, so I believe you. I will give you 2 of Bobby's memberships that were under his name and put them in your name. because I believe in Indy Jets. He wouldn't be messing with us, would he? No way. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. Raffle time.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac Raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Oh, here we go, folks. Wheel of Champions on the screen. Music playing. An epic prize is on the line. It's a signed helmet by Mr. Third Down, Wayne Corbett. If you win, you got to just email me your name and address, and we'll get the thing ordered for you. Indy Jet says, if I win, I want it to go to Bobby. I love it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck to all. Again, only one listener can win today, but if you don't win, you're automatically entered in the weekly raffle, which is typically on Tuesdays all season long. Good luck to all. Your winner of a signed helmet by Wayne Corbett is... Is it going to be Clifton or Midnight? It's Kyle Clifton. Kyle Clifton has done it. I believe he's won a football signed by Wayne Corbett. And now the double whammy. Kyle Clifton winning a signed helmet by Mr. Third Down. Let's go. That's big time. Big time. Clifton. I'll tell you what, when this prize when his Corbett helmet arrives, he'll be bringing it inside. The helmet to Clifton. All right, fun show. Thank you to Dylan Tereman for joining us at the beginning. Planning on potentially doing a Saturday show in the morning tomorrow between 10:30 and 11 before Michigan and Ohio State starts, because I definitely want to be locked in for that one. I'm on the radio Sunday with my usual show with Mike Tannenbaum from 8 to noon. Then Jets play at 1. We'll have live post-game immediately after the game, as we always do. And it's another week will be in the books. But enjoy your holiday weekend. There'll be no afternoon show today. I'm going to the Islander game at UBS. Knicks play tonight. We got all of the local hockey teams in action. There's college football on galore. A&M in Texas tonight in Austin is massive. Should have mentioned that to Gary when he called in earlier. But that's a huge one. So enjoy the sports. Enjoy time with your family. And I will talk to you guys on the channel in just a little bit. Again, Black Friday sale through Monday. 30% off every item site-wide. Just use code Black Friday at jakeasman.com. You guys are the best. Couldn't do the show without you. I end the show with a clip that I believe will encapsulate how we feel as Jet fans. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. See ya, folks. And as always, go New York Jets.
Well, we start with the quarterback. All right, I'm going to get into it. We'll take your calls. I'm sure the Zach truthers will try and make excuses for Zach Wilson. Enough. He sucked. He was god-awful. And tonight was Zach Wilson's last start as the Jet quarterback ever. Barring injury, he's done. I'm sorry. I hate saying it. It's not personal. He seems like a nice kid. He's not the answer. He's not. Sorry. I don't want to hear any other takeaway from this game. You want to blame the offensive line? Sure, blame them. They were not good tonight. You want to blame the defense? That's the laziest take, and we're not allowing it. The defense allowed 19 points. That's a bad effort. They're on the field the entire game because this quarterback stinks. And I like Zach Wilson. I've defended Zach Wilson. I've tried to be patient with Zach Wilson, but it's enough. Zach Wilson truthers, he stinks. The guy is terrible. He stinks. All right? Stop defending him. He's got the lowest passer rating in the NFL this season, the lowest completion percentage in the NFL this season. He had the lowest passer rating in the NFL last season. He had the lowest completion percentage in the NFL last season. He hasn't gotten better. I was patient with Zach because he does have talent, because he does have potential, but it's not working. It is not working. He is not the guy. This team is too good to be 7-8. All right, this defense had a, quote, bad game. They give up 19 points. 19! How dare the defense do anything? Come on, man. The quarterback stinks. He's not the guy. He has not improved. He has not gotten better. He is the same quarterback we saw last year. I defended him last year because we saw flashes. You see that from rookies. Then they get better. You know who got better? Trevor Lawrence got better. All right, watching some of the throws he made tonight. You know who got better? Justin Fields got better. Zach Wilson hasn't gotten better, period. You need your quarterback to make plays. They had 3 points against a Jaguars defense that allows over 23 a game. They're a bottom third defense. You're at home. Your season's on the line. And you scored 3 freaking points. Enough. Enough. I'm not dealing with the Zach Wilson truthers. If you're a Zach Wilson truther, you're out. You're not on the show. You're gone. We're not doing it. If your takeaway from this game is not that the quarterback is holding this team back, I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you. Seek help. I know I need help because I sat in MetLife and I'm going to have pneumonia from this garbage. Enough. I'm tired of it, man. This team is too good to be 7-8. They were 6-3. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. They have everything in place besides a franchise quarterback. And I don't know if Mike White's the guy, but I know he gives the team a better chance to win the last 2. And then I'll bring him back, and I'll bring in Jimmy Garoppolo, or I'll beg for Aaron Rodgers to come here, or I'll beg Derek Carr to come here. I don't know, but I do know the answer is not you run it back with Zach Wilson because, Jake, he needs more time. Enough. He's not playing well. He's playing awful right now. And the second any quarterback comes in, the offense magically looks better. Explain that. Oh, but it's Mike LaFleur's fault. Stop. You're embarrassing yourself. Enough.
I hate this team. I hate them. I hate them.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets.